Let's start the party.
Locked in to the hottest station on the planet.
What's going on, Blazers?
Oh no!
We are here. I am queer.
Yes.
She is not, except for Rihanna.
I'm a sissy.
It is our 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
We
made it.
Yes, we did it. I'm Kwame. Joined by the beautiful, actually you can see melanin proficient.
He didn't lie.
Miss Free.
Hey.
This is weird.
This is awkward.
Yeah, because I'm not used to like being seen.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's new? How are you?
Not much.
Happy belated birthday!
Yes, it was my birthday.
You turned up in the Vegas.
I did.
How was it?
It was a lot of fun. On my actual birthday, I had too much fun.
Yeah.
Sprained my ankle.
Okay, you got turned.
Yes. But some of my friends, especially the one that just hands you drinks. You know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who. I know exactly who you're talking about.
So that's how I sprung my ankle. Got too turned. Had to get back to the hotel.
In her defense, though, nobody forced you to have such.
Nobody did, but I wasn't paying attention to the amount of alcohol I was drinking either. But it was fun. All 3 days we were pretty turned. Except for Saturday. Saturday we kind of like took it
a little show.
Because we didn't want to go on the road like all fucked up still. So
yeah. Oh, you were leaving on Sunday, huh?
Yeah, we drove.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to do that shit. But thanks, guys. It's my birthday. It was my birthday.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there.
I know. You have to do something
about it. Trust.
Cake. I want some ribs.
Okay.
Something.
Oh, that's for the Game of Thrones party.
Okay.
So it's our 1 year.
Yes, it is.
It's officially been 1 year.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yes.
Didn't think that we were gonna do this.
No, we didn't. We didn't think so, guys.
So this is kind of like the start to like transitioning into like both doing podcasts and video. So we wanted to do something visual with you guys.
Yes. And this is really awkward because it's my first time being on camera. So I'm like, do I look there? Do I look there?
Right.
Where do I look?
We're just gonna look there.
We're just gonna be just
that
wing it somewhere. I'm gonna look in the eye of the camera. How about that? Boom. I'm talking to you guys.
Right.
It's weird.
So typically we in the beginning of our show, and forgive me if I'm looking down, I have notes and my phone, and this is what I normally do.
Yeah, this is what we normally do.
We normally like just talk from or take notes from our phone, or I usually have my tablet around, but I couldn't find it.
No.
Anyway, so normally we have highlights of the weeks, but we're going to do highlights of the year. So one of the things when we first started, it was just going to be just kind of like a place for us to vent like weekly fuckery, shit that we were going through at work or in life or whatever. And then it kind of turned into this like, kind of like platform, I guess.
Yes.
And we've grown from there. And it was only 6 months by the time we were making a decision to create a podcast network. So Pyromania Network was born from Blaze Entertainment and the success of that.
Could you imagine that visual? Pyromania Network was born out of Blaze Entertainment.
Like the Khaleesi. Fire. We're such geeks. But you're a pretty geek.
I'm a what?
Pretty geek.
Oh, thanks.
I
try to be.
You're looking pretty snatched today.
Thanks.
As always, though.
Do I look snatched, guys? Do I look snatched?
I mean,
I can't tell.
The brows, though, yes. Anyway, so we started off with just Blaze Entertainment, and then we started the Pyromania Network, and then one of the first I think it was I'd Rather Not that came first, or was it After the Blaze?
I'd Rather Not.
I'd Rather Not came first, and that was a show with Chrissy Champagne and myself. That was the first Pyromania Network produced show, other than Plays Entertainment. And then we decided to expand the Blaze brand kind of thing, and so we wanted to have a recap show, and so we looked and we were going to actually not hold auditions, but kind of like have a casting call for those who wanted to kind of recap the show and just kind of be a part of After the Blaze podcast, which was another show. But then we looked at it and we started looking at our spotlight interviews and people who we like felt most connected to at that time, and Hope Giselle and 50 Shades of Gay were the most prominent that popped in our heads when we were discussing.
Right, and then they know
people.
each other too, so
yeah, they knew each other. Yeah, and it was actually because of 50 that we interviewed Hope. 50 referred Hope to us. So and then we were like, you know what? Why don't we just like smush the fans?
Yeah.
Like bring them on.
Smush them.
So that was that, and
sorry,
they joined the family, and we kind of been there ever since.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, they're awesome people. I'm really blessed to kind of expand the fam and just kind of have them join us and be a part of the crew. Yeah. So and they're really dope people. So if you guys have not heard of them, Hope Giselle is a trans advocate, and she does a lot of her advocacy in the South, and which is where it's needed, I feel, the most. And she is just a firecracker. She really I call her my female equivalent because she can get as fiery as I can, and in regards to how she feels about things and her thought forms and her thought processes. And I feel like 50 is the male equivalent of Miss Freakish. They kind of chill, but they can get hot when they need to.
Right. I agree.
You know what I mean? And so 50 is hilarious, number one, first and foremost. And so we just kind of blended really well together. And I think that it's just adding more melanin and proficiency and shit. And so so that's how that's gone. And then from there we just kind of and then before we even started, the first branch of everything was Blaze Entertainment Spotlight Edition. Right. So like that was like
at the same time though, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, because we couldn't figure out if we were going to just have it, if we wanted our interviews to be a part of the actual show. But then we thought we had so much going on in our regular show that we just didn't have time to kind of like expand that. So we just thought that would be a good idea to kind of have a show inside outside of a show. Right. How would you I don't know. It's the same thing. A spin-off, whatever. If you will. A separate show. Yeah. Within the brand. So, and that's when the Spotlight Edition came in, and then we started interviewing awesome people. And we've actually been interviewing a lot more people lately. We're actually ending season 2 of the Spotlight Edition, which, surprise, you're going to hear here first, that we're doing our Spotlight Awards for season 2 throughout the month of July. Yes. And then we did season 1. Who won season 1? I believe it was Zach. Yeah. Or was it Christy?
I think it was Zach.
Zach Van Norman from
this is gonna be really bad if you don't remember.
I know Zach. No, Zach did win. And then Chrissy Champagne was second place, and then 50 Shades of Gay, who is now the host or co-host of After the Blaze. Yes, was third place. So that was fun. So we closed that out for season 2, and we're starting season 3 with already the July schedule already like filled up. Man, this is gonna be crazy. So
I'm still getting back in the groove of everything because I was out for a couple of days, and then when you get back from vacation, you just kind of like, okay, what the fuck?
What happened?
What do I have to do now? Like, I have to get my life back in order.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, as you were going on to your vacation, Marisol was just coming back from her hospital stay, and but she is all good now. She is back in full force. She is working it.
Yes.
She is
hey,
very.
bro.
Hey, boo boo. She is working it. She is just trying to get everything back in order. So God bless you.
Yeah.
So that's that. Before we get into like things, let's kind of do some stats of things. This is going to be the 50th.
Tell them how we win in Kwame. Tell them.
The 50th episode of Blaze Entertainment. And then we had 27 episodes to date for Blaze Entertainment Spotlight Edition. And then for After the Blaze, we had 17 episodes to date, totaling 94 episodes. We're almost at 100 episodes at Blaze Entertainment itself. Yeah.
More.
And if you want to add in I'd Rather Not, then technically we've produced.
We did over 100.
Over 100. But we're just talking about Blaze Entertainment. So, but yes, very proud of that. Wasn't expecting all that. So yeah. Thanks for you guys supporting us.
Thank you guys.
That's really like...
We are here because of you.
Yes. It's pretty much. And so...
I'm such a creep. I don't know where to look, guys. So excuse me if this is like...
We're new at this. Because usually when we record, we're looking at each other.
Right.
So it's like...
Yeah, we're just kind of like here. So like...
So I'm like...
Since I'm talking to you guys, I have to look somewhere.
Right. So yeah, I'm looking at the screen. Okay. I'm not looking at that.
Okay.
We're getting it together.
We should probably both be looking at the screen.
Right.
I'll be looking over there. You be looking over there.
So let's start in with some of our favorite. Let's do our Petty World News section, and some of our favorite Petty World News segments. And it's funny because we tasked each other with picking out each other's favorite moments, and a lot of our favorite moments were in sync.
Yeah.
So, for instance, this one, which was episode 31, the twins episode, where Beyonce and Beyonce gave out the news that she was pregnant. Right. Giving glorious radiance to her skin and her beautiful belly.
So speaking of that,
yes,
let's just go on into it then. So Kwame betted that Miss Beyonce was going to have a girl and a boy. And I was very adamant that she was going to have 2 boys. I wanted 2 boys so bad. But as it turns out, she had a
boy and a
girl, like Kwame predicted. So I'm going to give him that. That's it.
But with that episode, it was actually the first time that we had a kind of a family group episode, or segment rather, where 50 Shades of Gay and Hope Giselle were able to call in, and we had our we discussed it. They just kind of sat in on our. It was the week before they debuted their episode or After the Blaze. And so let's give it a listen. Yeah,
I almost forgot
what
that they did that.
Right. So let's give it a listen and see how it goes.
I have a couple of things. First, let's give praise and amazement. We already talked about this in the shout outs, but let's talk about the fact that Beyonce is not having 1, but 2 coming babies.
Can we cue the shout music, please? Can we cue the shout music, please?
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the shade that's literally not even an hour after this announcement. The shade that was thrown at Beyonce, talking about that she faked it and that it's not real and all this other stuff or whatever.
Listen, can I be the first one to comment on that? Because I've been defending this bitch all day, and I say that with love. You got hoes talking about Beyonce, her babies were scientifically created. And first of all, I'm like, bitch, when you got the coin, you can create your own fucking child. You can create the fucking DNA makeup when you got the coin. So it's the hoes out here, who's living paycheck to paycheck out here talking shit. And then the hoes talking about, Beyonce's baby bump is Photoshop. Bitch, the main hoes talking about Beyonce's baby bump is Photoshop ain't got one picture online that hasn't been ran through a Snapchat or an Instagram filter.
Okay.
I just don't get it. All of these disqualified, low budget ass bitches out here, like, all she did was announce her pregnancy. She's excited. She wanted to share the news with everybody. And all the bitches just decided, we are about to come for Beyonce's neck. But bitch, she got a team behind her and she ain't got to worry about saying shit.
But why do you what are you trying to do? What do you need? Like, you need a whole ass birth certificate to prove that she's having, regardless, let's just say that she is having, artificial insemination. Whatever.
Right.
How many bitches in fucking Orange County, fucking California, are doing that on the regular?
That part. Exactly.
I can't see all these haters behind the money. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Let the lady live.
Right.
That's the reason why I was saying, I'm like, produce your let me see your bank statements or your fucking W-2s from your 2016 earnings, bitch, and then we can rap. Like
the ones that you're not gonna get, because half of y'all don't even have health insurance to begin with.
How about that? How about that?
How about that?
You catch me outside.
Shit.
95 deductibles they're gonna take up out of your income. It's gonna be real cute when you try to file them income taxes and get fined.
And you can't carry nobody else's child on your taxes because they're doing away with that.
What? Earned income credit's gone? Ooh, child, these hoes gonna be bad.
Yeah. Worried about the wrong thing.
Shit.
Exactly.
The wrong thing.
But she is stressing out because her and Blue Ivy are chilling right there. Blue Ivy's rubbing her belly. You know what I'm saying? We ain't worried about it.
Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Pyromania Network. Pyromania Network is a progressive moving platform to give a voice to those who feel don't have one. Social injustice, equality concerns, and more are just a few reasons why PMN is needed. For more information about Pyromania Network, please visit pyromedianetwork.com. And we're back, and black,
and beautiful,
and queer. So that was
Beyonce.
Was one of, that was Beyonce, the queen.
What episode was that? That was
episode Twins, episode 31. Mm-hmm. And that was the Petty World News segment. There was so many Petty World News. Do you have one?
I have one.
Because there was so many that that was just the one that I found that was my personal favorite.
Well, my favorite was the victims episode.
Oh.
And that was when Kwame reported about a senator or a news person. I forget his name now. Mm-hmm. I think this was this before or after? Anyways, we're not going to go into that. Where this it was a journalist. Mm. This journalist felt some type of way that Trump called him fake news and related that to racism.
Oh.
Yes, and I had some feelings and some thoughts about that.
On CNN, yeah.
Cuomo.
Something Cuomo.
And I was like, he's such a victim. He cannot be helped. He's such a victim. That was my favorite one because I watch a YouTuber, I used to watch a YouTuber. His name was John Cookin. And he has this sock that he puts on his face. And he goes, I'm such a victim. I can't. I'm such a victim. So that's where I got that from.
That's
just
hilarious.
So FYI, guys.
And just so you guys know, a lot of the episode titles, I guess not so much recently. We kind of but most of 99.9% of the episode titles was because of this lady.
Yes. Oh, he said not so much recently. That's shade.
No. Well, no, because last one was free talk, and
well, whatever. But most of
I came up with that one.
Just sidebar. Most of the episodes have something to do, like the episode titles has something to do with the episode.
Right.
Like there's something we said or something that was funny, and that's how we got our episode titles.
And but usually, like I'll ask her like, what do you want to name the episode, and she's the one that usually comes up with it. I
usually have it then and there when we're still recording, but sometimes I just.
She's like, I don't know. You figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was actually going. Let's listen to
Victims first.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Okay, so CNN journalist Chris Cuomo apologizes for comparing fake news to the N-word.
What?
He went ahead and said.
What?
So Donald Trump.
What?
Yeah. So Donald Trump. Went ahead and called Chris Cuomo on CNN fake news and everything that he says. And so that following morning, Chris Cuomo said on CNN that, you know, I don't appreciate him saying, you know, those words or whatever, like calling a journalist fake news is like the worst thing you can say to a journalist. It's like comparative to, you know, an ethnic expletive or whatever. However he worded it. Basically he was saying, you know, calling a journalist fake news is the same as calling, you know, a black person the N-word.
I'm so tired of these dumbasses. What the fuck? What's wrong with you?
And I understand the frustration that he had from Donald Trump in terms of the fake news stuff or whatever, but you can't compare.
I swear these snowflakes want to be victimized. They just let me put. I watched this YouTuber. He's like, let me put my victim sock on. Oh my God, I'm such a victim. Oh my God. Oh, he called me fake news. Oh my God. It's like saying nigger. Oh my God. Fake news. You sound fucking ridiculous. That's how they sound.
It really did. And I was just like, why would you say that? Like,
they want to be oppressed so damn bad.
And that's what it is. What's fucking frustrating about it is that it's not that Donald Trump is oppressing white people. What he's doing, or the white working class, what he's starting to do now is affect their privilege. And there's a difference between being oppressed and tickling somebody's privilege.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because like, just because your comfort zone's being shaked doesn't mean that you're getting oppressed. Mm-hmm. There's a complete difference. You're still going to get an apartment if you are in the quote unquote right neighborhood. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to get that job over a person of color. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to, Becky's going to get it before Bonquisha gets it. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't try to equate, your comfort level and it being affected to oppression. And that's frustrating.
Oh my God. Alternative facts. He's saying alternative facts. Oh my God. Just so dramatic.
It really was. And we're black.
We're black.
By popular demand. Anyway.
Oh no.
Oh no. So that was the victims episode. What was that episode? What was the episode number?
Oh, I can't remember, girl.
Oh.
Victims.
So
you'll see it if you have like iTunes or Spotify
or literally anywhere that we've
anywhere. I feel like it was maybe in the 30s.
Probably.
Yeah. So, girl, I'm a hot mess.
It's in there.
Yeah, I know the title though. Victims.
Find it. Okay. One of the any other Petty World News ones?
No.
Okay, so should we move on?
I think a lot of my favorite things were in the listener letters / VIN Session. This is where a lot of mine
talk about the listener letters section?
Do you want to go there? Okay, let's go there. So our favorite listener letters. What was one of yours? I think ours is both the same.
One of them is.
One of them.
And this one is called "Wake the Hell Up" or episode 9. "Wake the Hell Up." It was in this listen letter was in that episode. And
this was what was it about? This was about the gay man who like hyped his mom up. Like, oh, my mom's everything. Ooh,
super gross.
Ooh, yeah,
super fucking gross. And this is the one that was just all like, oh yeah, my mom worked 2 jobs to get me through college, and she was single mom, best mother ever.
But she had a fine ass man.
And but one day my mom was working one of those 2 hard ass jobs, and I decided that I was gonna fuck my mom's boyfriend. And so I went the fuck off because it was gross. Like, what are you doing?
I was like dang. The amount of times Kwame called this man a whore was hilarious.
Whore. Okay.
Damn, Kwame, like, when I
was so mad.
Listen back, I was like, oh, okay.
I just wanted to make sure that he knew that I knew that he knew that he was a whore.
Well, if you're watching this, I think it was an anon, right? It was an anon.
Yeah, it was anonymous.
If you're watching this anon, that was rude.
And you were a whore. Everybody, no, I'm sorry. Anybody that's gonna and we're gonna play it in a few minutes. So anybody that's listened to, or is about to listen to this, you are gonna say the same damn thing. Nasty. And there's nothing wrong with you being promiscuous. Okay, that's not what a whore is to me. A whore is not somebody who's promiscuous. A whore. Okay, and I didn't say whore. Whore, okay, is one of those nasty, trifling ass bastards that are just gonna go ahead and do some nasty shit, like sleep with your mom's boyfriend. That's gross. Yeah. I'm not even gonna get.
Apparently, like the mom's boyfriend was. Anyways, listen to it, and then you'll see why Kwame feels some type of way.
Whore.
Terrible. All right, moving on. Next question comes from another anon, and their question is, "Hi, Miss Free and Kwame." Now, this one I already know. "Hi, Miss Free and Kwame. My mother recently started dating a guy who was closer to my age. Now, I'm sorry, y'all need to really work on your grammar. Now, before saying something, note that my mother has raised both my sister and I by herself and was fully focused on us. She never brought any man home and worked 2 jobs just to put us both through college until I received a scholarship. Now we are both college graduates, and I recently moved back in last month. I have already secured my own place. I have a job and decided before moving into my new place, which is in 2 months, that I would stay with my mother and help with the bills and things she may need while I'm there.
That's cool.
I've been out of the closet since I was 17. Oh. And my mother has been a phenomenal support throughout that experience. Listen, your mom sounds great.
Yeah, lucky you.
Now, with all that being said, the man she is dating is damn sexy. And messy, yes, it's going slippery slope. I mean, straight out of the magazine sexy, which I am not surprised since my mother looks a lot younger than she is. I say all this to say that while my mother was over at my sister's house, her man stayed with us. I work out every day, and I have a pretty strict diet and routine, and my body is always on point. But when I tell you that this man, this work of art, had body that was only chiseled by God himself, I tell you no lie. He walked around the house in his shorts and shirtless, and I almost died. Anyway, during this time, my mother went to her sister's house, and I was downstairs in the living room and on my phone, on Grindr, to be exact. And I guess who I see on the app? Him. I refreshed my phone several times just to be sure. As he passed me to walk in the kitchen, I turned my ringer up on my phone just so he could hear the Grindr notification tone, and girl, the look on his face was priceless. I stood up and said to him, "You want to explain to me why I see you on my whole app, my whole app, and you are with my mother?" He proceeds to tell me that he has been conflicted with his sexuality for a while, but cares deeply for my mother. I start to tell him about my experience coming out and what I went through. Long story short, we slept together.
Goodbye. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
And that is the show, guys. Good night.
Oh my fucking God. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my God. Sorry, I had to plug myself back in. Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of bullshit is that?
All right. Should I continue?
I can't.
And it was amazing. But now I don't know what to do. How do I tell my mother what happened? How do I live with myself? Is it bad that part of me wants to continue hooking up with him?
You're a whore.
What would you do?
You're a whore. What I would do? First of all, I wouldn't do this. Okay? That's nasty and shady. And you're fucked up. Because your good-ass mother is sitting there giving you all the good-ass life. And you sitting there chilling and in her damn house sleeping with her man. You're a whore. The fuck is wrong with these stops? Fucking sending in goddamn listener letters into this goddamn show. I can't believe this shit. What is going through y'all's minds? The fuck?
See.
No morals.
See, girl.
I'm not answering this one. You know, I think you're a whore. That's it.
I think that you need to find Jesus or some God,
something,
and you need to pray to that God, and you need to pray there for a very long time, because when your mother gets a hold of you, you're dead.
Girl,
and you're going straight to glory, wherever that is. So, and for you to do to your mother like that, for real,
seriously though, that's nasty. Like oh my god, this is so gross. Like, he fucked your mom, and now you're gonna fuck, or he fucked, and I can tell that he's a fucking bottom, because it's talk about he's on a diet, he's worried about his diet. Girl.
Listen, first of all, you should have stopped and just, as soon as he appeared on your grinder, you should have told your mom and just lived it at that. But you had to be a hoe, and you had to go sleep with a man. See, that's nasty and that's rude. I don't know what the fuck you should do, because you're going straight to hell anyway.
You're trash.
And that's only because you a hoe, okay?
Trash.
And I can't believe you treated your mother, who put you through college, who worked two jobs to get your whole ass through college, and you do that to your mother.
Disgusting.
The mother that you love so very much, that you played up this whole fucking time.
Deceptions.
You were nasty. You were just nasty. And I have nothing for you. I have nothing. Nothing.
Move on to the next one. I can't deal with this bitch. Don't write into the show no more. I might have to cut this listener letter shit out. Y'all crazy as fuck. And we're back. So now you understand what I was saying. Okay? Do you have one?
Yes, I do. My favorite listener letter is the one we cracked up with. We had just gotten back from Thanksgiving vacation, and we had a listener letter. I believe it was another Anon, and this Anon wrote in that she had went to her cousin's house, but the cousin was actually a friend. Okay. And while she was there at their family's house or whatever, her cousin slept with her aunt's man. And she walked in on it. Bitch. And like, she had to make sure she got her to-go plate to get the fuck out of there. And her question was basically, was she wrong for getting a to-go plate or something like that?
The fuck not, but that's not the point. Okay, what happened up in there was crazy as fuck. That was one of the craziest letters. Y'all sent some crazy ass letters sometimes.
That was funny because first of all, I couldn't understand why your friend would be mad at you for leaving. I would have left too and made sure I had a to-go plate. So
two to-go plates.
And we were just kind of like laughing because we were like, could you imagine that whole scenario of like walking in on your friend fucking her aunt's man?
Hot ass mess. So like straight hot ass mess. Yeah. And then not even that, like it was such a black ass fucking situation. Like I was just like, is this soul food that I'm looking at?
Is this real?
They fucked my husband. Like, I was just, what is going on?
That was my favorite one. That was my favorite one. I don't think you called this girl, her friend, a whore, did you?
No,
you probably
I don't think I did.
Oh, I don't remember, but go ahead and listen to it real quick and come back.
So I'm going to try to read this letter as if I'm reading a novel.
Okay.
Because it is so damn long. Woo! All right. Excuse me, girl. I'm like congested. All right. This person's letter comes from Tamika. I think that's her name, Tamika. She's from California. And the letter reads, "Hi, you guys. Straight to the point. Let me explain why I feel like I need to literally take my economics textbook and bash it repeatedly upside my cousin's head until I get tired.
Okay.
I have never been to a more ratchet-ass Thanksgiving dinner in my life. My cousin, who we all call Cakes, who is actually my best friend, but I consider her family, took me to her grandfather's house for Thanksgiving. I really appreciated it because my mom has been dating this Trump supporter and I needed a reason not to go home for the holidays. Okay, when we first get there, I greeted everyone and placed my cornbread and collard greens, and I made
black ass
made in the kitchen. Why the fuck is Cake's uncle sitting in the kitchen looking drunk as fuck, staring at me like he is from a walker from The Walking Dead?
Okay.
I greeted him awkwardly and went into the family room. Cake's sitting down on her phone and doesn't introduce me to the rest of the unknowns there. So I introduce myself and sit down next to two of the most annoying little bastards I have. This girl's going in. She does not even care. Asking me dumb questions and yelling at each other. Still, I was grateful not to be at my mom's Trump giving. So we getting ready to sit down and eat, and I am so happy that this is a traditional ass black family that has a separate table for the kids in another room.
Okay.
I walk upstairs to the bathroom to wash my hand, and there goes Cakes on the sink with some dude. I ran into the other bathroom to wash my hands. I walked back downstairs and just glared at my cousin. Her cousin, meaning Cakes, I guess. We all pray and sit down to eat. I noticed that the guy that Cakes was fucking in the bathroom was sitting next to Cakes' aunt. And I kicked Cakes under the table and just glared at her. Do you see where this is going?
I think so.
So we are all started to eating, and two of the guests start arguing, which continues for most of the 30 minutes. I continued to eat my food and got up to take my to-go plate. That's when I hear Cakes and her aunt start to argue, and I knew shit was about to go down. So I put my plate in a bag, called an Uber, and left.
Ooh, bitch! Yes, now get your to-go plate, girl. Yes.
Now Cakes is coming at me like I was coming rude and disrespectful for leaving like that, and how I didn't have her back when her aunt tried to fight her. I haven't spoken to her since, but I do want to clear the air. How do I tell her, my friend, that she is a homewrecker and a thought?
She's a homewrecker and a thought.
What would you do?
Tell her she's a homewrecker and a thought.
Really hoping this makes it on the show because I have to see her this week and I want to approach it properly. Love you guys and can't wait to listen to this week's episode. P.S. I didn't even tell you half of the crap that went down because of time. Just know that I will never go over another holiday function again.
Well,
bitch, listen. That sounds like a good ass time to me. I would have been sitting down, sipping my sweet tea, looking around like, so when is shit about to pop up? So I can stand my black ass in the corner and watch this shit, and have 911 on speed down just in case somebody try to kill somebody. My black ass would have been in the corner.
I would have sat the fuck down, eating the fucking potato salads, getting my third ass plate, recording the shit with my fucking phone and sending that shit to World Star, bitch. Because I'm telling you, I don't know why the fuck you got all aggravated, why you all pissed off, because it had nothing to do with you or your family. You should have sat your ass there. But kudos to you for getting your to-go plates, bitch.
And going.
And I don't understand how that's disrespectful, because you could have just left, but you took a to-go plate, which is symbolizing the fact that their food was fuck-ass good.
Right.
They should have took that as a fucking side. But let me tell you something, girl. If you have a problem expressing to your best friend, who you claim is your family and you call her your cousin, expressing to her that she's a hoe, I don't know what to tell you. That's not a friendship.
She was in the bathroom fucking her aunt's man.
What does, girl?
That's for real. That's for real.
That is some face fucked my husband.
Imagine.
That is some soul food shit.
Imagine walking in on that shit. giving the dog like a bitch.
Like, how do you respond to that? Like, you're on the sink and just getting plowed out, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, hey girl. How you doing, girl? Don't mind me. I'm just getting some dicks.
My ass would have been like, oh my god! What's going on?
Her ass was going on, my god, girl. The fuck? Girl, I would, if I was you, I wouldn't have left, to be quite perfectly honest with you. I would have sat my happy ass down, made sure I was a safe distance from any sharp objects, and I would have sat down and ate that happy ass fucking food. Because let me tell you something, Thanksgiving for Black people is a day where we can sit down and look at the white people, and so they can sit down in their fucking white guilt. And we fellowship. It is a fellowship day. So you should have sat your black ass down and watched the festivities, girl.
How she tell her cousin she's a whole worker and a thought?
Tell her. What is the problem?
Bitch, you thought and you know you wrong.
And let me tell you something. I'm telling you right now, if you are her best friend, I know she is perfectly aware of her thoughtnism. Okay? She knows she's a hoe. Okay, if she's doing that, she knows she's a hoe, and I bet you did. And you told me you just wrote in your that this was like not even a half of it, and that was a long ass letter. So bitch, you should have just fucking stayed. And I want to know the rest of it. So if you can repeat this or send us another fucking letter and express in full detail what's going on,
because you have a video, because I would love to see this.
And let me tell you something. You know what you need to do? You need to write it down, create a script, and sell it, bitch. Because you know what? That sounds like a black ass time. And I don't know why you left. That was front row free tickets, bitch. You could have had a fun ass time. You walked up into that bathroom and you should have known at that moment in time that shit was about to go down.
Right?
Because she's fucking some man in her fucking parents' ass house. Which should have been signaled to you that she was a thought. Okay, and I know that this is not her first thottish movements. Okay?
Or she could be like, sit her friend down and be like,
hey girl.
So, what was that? I need to know the history. So how do you know this man?
What possessed you to take down your panties
and climb your black ass up on this porcelain sink?
Right. Like, what were you going through?
I'd be like, I have so many questions. So how do you know him?
Like, do we need to go to a store for you? Like, do you need some vibrations that you're not getting? Do we need to go to a frat party? What is going on? Like,
mess. Oh my gosh, that was the funniest letter,
girl.
Kate.
That was a long ass letter. Can you not doing anyone?
It was long and full of unnecessary information. But I enjoyed it.
I did. That was a good one. What was her name? Tamika?
Tamika,
you go, girl. Because that was a black ass letter. I'll tell you right now. That's some soul food shit. Faith fucked my husband. That's all I'm thinking about.
Okay. Well, that's all.
That's all I got right now. We go. Shit. Porcelain sinks. We'll be back.
And we're back.
And we're black.
So the next, I believe it was our VIN sessions, or should we do the reviews first?
Let's do the reviews first.
Okay, let's do the reviews first because we have some good VIN sessions. Well, I do. My favorite ones. Our most memorable review was the one that was most recent, right?
Yes.
With Reggie. Dear White People.
Yes.
Reggie's episode. So tell them why that was your favorite one.
The reason why that was one of my favorite ones because it was the most. First of all, me and Miss Free usually agree on things. Almost all the time.
Yeah.
So this one was it wasn't a heated debate between us. It was just a very passionate debate, and I thought that it was really cool to have because I felt like a lot of people would in Black spaces would have this type of conversation, and I felt like it was something that we didn't agree on all points, and it was such a but we got to see each other's point of view,
right?
And I really liked how I learned something just from even Miss Freeze, what she was saying, and I didn't feel like I felt like I got checked in certain spots. You know what I'm saying? But it was more of like a learning curve.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily like that we were disagreeing. I think we're just kind of like processing it.
Yeah, because there's so much going on with this world and also with Black culture, and how the world perceives Black culture
or Black people
in general. And so I think that it can get really overwhelming for us, you know. And so it was nice to be able to sit down for a second and have a kind of a vehicle like Dear White People to be able to kind of pull that, explore
those topics,
explore the topics. Definitely. Also to even just be able to be a catalyst for those type of conversations,
right?
And I think that it's important for us to be able to make sure that we maintain those type of conversations, and continue to have those type of conversations, not just, you know, with us having conversations with, you know, white people or people who are of other ethnicities, but also just within our own, you know, culture, to be able to have those type of conversations. I don't think we have enough of it. I think that we try to focus so much on pushing outward that we don't really look within to build within and create a foundation of conversation.
You're right. And I just want to say, like, so far, Dear White People has been like my favorite review like series.
No shade, no tea to anything else.
No shade, no tea to Magicians. Like that was cool or whatever, but I feel like Dear White People kind of like gave us more to talk about in a sense, and it was more important. Like that's something that we're passionate about,
right?
So far, Dear White People hands down has been my favorite.
Yes,
until Game of Thrones comes back on, because you know I'm a Game of Thrones girl,
right? But one of the things that I like about Game of Thrones is that we've been able to correlate a lot of Game of Thrones world into what's going on in our world, I guess. You know,
I don't know.
To some extent.
Oh,
so
I don't know. I mean,
I'd rather be in Westeros at this point in time.
I'd rather be in Wakanda.
Well, bitch.
Wakanda is where I need to go. Anyway, so listen to the clip of me and Kwame. You know,
that's gonna be a whole ass episode though. When Black Panther comes out, that's gonna be a whole ass episode. Just like what we did with Formation, or when Lemonade came out. That's going to be a whole ass episode.
That's fine. That's fair. But anyway, so listen to our clip of Dear White People, our discussion
from the, what was it? From last episode.
Yeah, Free Talk. Was it Free Talk?
It was Free Talk.
Oh, okay. Well, then listen to that and then get back to us, guys.
We'll be back.
And we're going to talk about the Dear White People, which would fit in our review section. Technically.
Yes.
We need to get this fucking done because Insecure is coming on.
Yes.
And then Game of Thrones. How are we going to work that?
We're going to have to figure it out. We'll do like half of the reviews Insecure and half of the reviews
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
Like, how are we going to do that?
Let's see.
We're on episode 6.
Yes. Episode 6, chapter 6. Outrage over the police.
Excuse the ghetto. If anyone knows what it's like living in the hood, you know that they are out here popping firecrackers.
Just get ready for the 4th of July. Anyway, outrage over the police incident leads to the Black Student Union to attempt a blockade at the pep rally. Sam attempts to find Reggie, who has been missing all day. She eventually finds him and accompanies him to a coffee house on campus where people are performing. He reveals he goes there often and gets on stage performing a poem about what happened last night. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. Playing with my hair. Sorry. I'm listening.
I'm so sorry. I just got distracted. Anyway, the audience and Sam... Your hair looks nice, by the way.
Thanks.
The audience and Sam are moved, and she asks him to come perform it at the rally. Reggie informs her that he has liked her since freshman year, and he is jealous of Gabe. Sam and Reggie attempt to kiss when she accompanies him to his room instead of the rally. When Gabe calls her, she hangs up the call. Dum dum dum.
Dum 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 dum.
Dum dum.
This episode was like a good
This was an aftermath episode.
Right.
It wasn't about anybody specifically.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just in the aftermath. So I just have something. It's real short and brief.
Okay.
And this is a problem I have with Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, girl.
Sam.
So how is it that you only really start liking Reggie when something bad happens?
Right. Right. Like, was it pity sex?
Right.
Or do you really like him?
Or do you really like what's his name? Reggie.
Reggie, yeah.
I blanked out for some reason. That's all I have to say about Sam, because that irritated me a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, Reggie needs to be with, what's her name? Noelle?
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be with her.
Regardless, I just felt like it was stupid because she was with Gabe. She has commitment to Gabe, and that's it. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I don't condone the whole cheating thing. I don't think that
either.
Like, if you are done with somebody or you don't feel it for anymore, like, just don't cheat on them. Just, like, move on.
I just don't, I'm just not here for feelings coming out of nowhere like that.
It's
like, you only felt some type of way because you felt like you needed to be there for him, which is fine.
But you didn't have to open up your legs and be there for him.
Right.
Like, you could have done other things. Like, it made me lose a lot of respect for Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just as, like, because she's one of my favorite characters on the show. However, it made me lose a lot of respect for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she got knocked down a couple of pegs.
Well, how did you feel about his poem?
The poem was sick. The poem was literally like what a lot of Black people feel.
Right. I said, "Oh, hit me right in the feels."
I cried when I first heard it. I cried the second time I heard it.
Right.
Like it's a very intense. That's probably one of my favorite scenes in the entire.
It was very intimate and very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Vulnerable.
It's definitely one of my favorite scenes in the entire series.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
let's move on to the next. Because there wasn't much to go off in that one.
Well, I mean, okay. So do you think that they slept together? Because some people saying that they didn't sleep together, which I don't understand how that's even possible. Like at this point, like why do you not think that they didn't do that?
Reggie's fine as fuck, so I don't know why she would.
Well, I mean, that's besides the point.
Anyways. I think that they slept together? I want to say yes, but then I want to say no at the same time, only because of their interactions in the next episode.
I think they slept together.
Okay.
Because you don't just, like, she hung up the phone and then she proceeded to, like, step towards him and kiss him. Why are you hanging up the phone, ho?
Right.
And then the next...
Like,
bitch.
I want to say yes, but I want to believe that that's not true. I'm still trying to hold out hope for Sam. I'm going to be real disappointed, girl. Anyways, the next episode was about Gabe.
Yes. Chapter 7. When Sam misses the rally, Gabe becomes worried. She cheated on him with Reggie. Hello. Okay. Troy organizes a town hall.
They didn't say nothing about sex.
They fucked.
Anyways, okay.
Where else? He didn't come. You didn't see them until the next morning, and she was getting dressed. Right?
No.
No.
It didn't. No. It didn't start like that.
Oh no, that was Coco and okay, never mind. Sorry. I'm mixing up the show, the episodes. Anyway, when Sam misses the rally, Gabe becomes worried she cheated on him with Reggie. Troy organizes a town hall, which the BSU plans to protest, which Troy approves of. Sam and Gabe informing it, which Troy approves of. Sam and Gabe informing it will make him look better in contrast. While canvassing for the protest, Joelle confides in Gabe that she likes Reggie. They share their worry.
No shit.
Right? They share their worry Sam and Reggie are hooking up, while Gabe reveals he called the police on the party, not expecting them to hold Reggie at gunpoint, nor that they would carry guns. Joelle warns him to never tell Sam. That night, Sam and Gabe reveal they are in love with each other. However, the next morning, Lionel writes an article proving the police overreacted, which contains the audio from Gabe's 911 call. Sam leaves, ignoring his calls. Gabe goes to the BSU meeting, apologizing for what he did, and asks if he and Sam may talk alone. Reggie puts his arm around her shoulder, which was petty as fuck, but we'll get there. Your thoughts?
Gabe.
I was rooting for Gabe for a little bit until you did that. I was just like, really, bitch? Really? That's what you do? Really?
I think Gabe Gabe's episode is kind of like reflective of how white people who are allies to black folk, you know, like throughout the episode, he's in black spaces mainly, right? Mm-hmm. And he's sitting there kind of, you know, I think there was one scene where he was just like, well, why does it have to be about race? You know, why couldn't it be, you know, just about me working harder? Something like that about an essay, because Sam was going off about, you know, his mediocre white man getting over the essay over her friend Joelle, you know, and then he has an internal monologue about why it has to be about that. Why couldn't it just be about him working hard, or, you know, whatever the case may be, versus him just going to agreeing and being like, yeah, fuck white people, ho, 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 you know, like, and then everyone laughs. So his struggle is like, how does he be a white ally to black folk, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like having that internal conflict, a lot of that white guilt, kind of a lot of that misunderstanding, like it's just a lot of that going on within Gabe. I was like, why do I want to keep calling him Sam for some reason within Gabe? So I don't know, like it's kind of difficult for me, because I do like Gabe, I do like him, and I do genuinely think he's trying. I don't think he meant any malintentions about his calling the cop, and this is where I agree with that part of the black BSU, or whatever you call them, whatever they're
Black Student Union.
They're not the Black Student Union, but Troy and Coco's side. Oh, okay. Where there was no malintentions with him calling the police. However, at the same time, it's like, you being in these black spaces, you should have picked up on that kind of tension between black folk and police. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Are in these spaces.
That's the bottom fucking line.
And that's where Gabe went wrong. Very wrong, because he let his ignorance get in the way of what the truth was.
It wasn't his ignorance. I believe that it was his privilege that got him to where that is.
His privilege.
Because that's a better word. He does not have a genuine, deep-rooted fear of the police.
Exactly.
And he never will, because he's a white man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that is where, when he thinks of the police as he was raised and as he was taught, and as his privilege allows him to be, to have, he has the genuine feeling and belief that when he calls the police, that's what you do when you need help. You need help, you call the police. When something is wrong, you call the police. As all of us were taught. Right. However, the realities of what happens when a white person calls a police officer and a person of color calls a police officer, a person of color has to hesitate a lot. Right. You know what I'm saying? White person calls a police officer, I need to call the police because I need help. Whatever that help is, whatever that issue is, you know, they're taught to call the police, because that's what you look at. Law enforcement, they help, they're here to serve and protect. Black people, people of color do not have that luxury, specifically black people. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that fear, he should have known, especially
being in spaces, being around a person like Sam,
being with Sam, right? Because when you are with a person of color, you, regardless of what your privileges, regardless of what you are, you have to take the opportunity. If you want that relationship to work, you have to make sure that you are putting yourself in a situation where you are constantly aware and hypersensitive, just as hypersensitive as that person of color is. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't live in your privilege, because if you live in your privilege, you are excluding the person that you're with, regardless if you think it's going to affect you or not, or regardless of of your beliefs on how you grew up. This person of color lives a completely different reality than you do, as a person of non-color. You know what I'm saying? As a Caucasian or as a white person. And so it frustrates me, and it makes me feel like Sam had every fucking right to feel how she felt, to feel that betrayal, that betrayal, and that hurt and that devastation because I truly believe that she loves Gabe at this point. So when that came out and she heard the 911 call, I knew she was devastated, because it's like, this is the person.
it's a combination of like, this is the part. Oh my God, it gets me every time. I think it's a combination of like her not liking Reggie, her loving Gabe and being conflicted with Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I honestly believe truly that Gabe didn't mean, even though he let his privilege get in the way of what the situation was, his intentions were not of, you know what I'm saying? It was not at an evil place. Like, I'm going to call the police because, you know what I'm saying?
No, and I totally get that. But here's my thing. And this is why I say that if you are a non-person of color, or if you're a white person that is dating or with somebody who is a person of color, you have to be hypersensitive to that fact, because regardless of the situation is whether your intention is positive or not, whether you honestly just truly didn't believe in your mind that this was going to happen, you know that this is a reality for Black people. Regardless, you know that this is going to instill fear in this person, and it's going to rise up fear in this person because of how their people have been treated. You know what I'm saying? Because of the racial and social climate that is happening right now in this country. So if you are going to sit there and call the police and knowing that this is a reality for this person, that regardless of the situation is like, that's where my frustration comes in. Because even
it's absolutely valid. Like, I feel like the same way. You're absolutely right. There's no excuse for it. I'm not making an excuse for it. I'm just saying, you know, at the same time, it's a tough one.
Yeah. So
how did you feel about like him like having these weird fantasies about Sam and Reggie?
I thought that was weird. Like, I didn't.
Right. I was like, what the fuck was that about?
What which one do you?
I just felt weird about it. You know, like it just, something was just like, it was funny, but it was something like off about it, and I can't quite put my finger on it. You know what I'm saying? Like the dramatization of, you know, Sam and Reggie having sex. Like, I'm gonna put my brown skin on your brown skin, and we're gonna make brown. You know, like it's like it's so fucking weird. Like, is that what you think?
Well, I think.
I was like, what the? And she's rubbing ice on his nipples and shit, and I'm like, what is going on in your brain,
like,
babe?
When did this become Sense8? Right. So, like, but anyway, I think that is a genuine fear, I guess, or not fear, concern, for especially in interracial relationships. I think that's a genuine concern, because first of all, interracial relationships have to deal with so much when it comes to cultural differences. And you already have relationship differences and things that you have to work on in a relationship in and of itself. But to add on, you know, two extremes like a white person and a Black person, and their extreme backgrounds and their extreme cultural differences, and the history behind that, it does provide concerns, because it's like, okay, well, am I going to be with this person? You know, I'm this person and I'm white, you know, and this person is, you know, Black, and, you know, most of, you know, her friends are African American, and they have more that they relate to. They, you know, they see, and so now there's this guy that likes her, you know, and he is also of the same race as him or as her, and so she has a connection with him. Yeah, well, not even necessarily more in common, but there's a connection that those two have that he may never understand because he's not a person of color. So I mean, that's a genuine concern, but at the same time, and I don't know, Sam didn't fucking help it either, because her fucking ass decided that she's gonna turn off her fucking phone when he's calling, and you gonna go to his fucking ass room.
Yeah,
but that's another situation.
I think the whole Gabe episode really calls to attention like the struggle of being in a relationship of a white person and a Black person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
It really brought out the fact that there are a lot of things that Gabe needs to understand about Sam.
Yeah.
That he's going to have to deal with being in a relationship with a black woman or a black person, period. You know what I'm saying?
And I wonder if this is something that heterosexual couples go through too, because like this is something that,
of course, bruh.
What I mean by that is like, I'm talking about, because I was thinking about like, you know, well, what if it's two gay guys, you know what I'm saying? And what if it's two lesbians, or what if, you know what I'm saying? But I thought about it like, you know, just kind of like, these are two, like, even what about same sex, same race heterosexual couples? If it was a black man and a black woman and they're together, or a white woman and a white man and they're together, or whatever, are they going to have similar issues? Because even though no matter how much they love each other, a man is never going to understand the struggles that a woman goes through, you know, and vice versa. Right. Well, I don't know about vice versa.
Well, let me just say this. In the case of Sam, there's two things about this whole dynamic about Sam and Gabe. Sam is a black woman. Mm-hmm. Gabe is a white man.
Right.
So Gabe has a higher level of privilege than Sam does.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? In society in general, just being a straight white man. You know what I'm saying? And as in your case, if it's like a white man and a white woman, the only thing different about this whole thing is the fact that she's a woman.
Right.
You know, like they're still white. So like interracial couples have to work twice as hard, especially that person that's in a higher position of privilege to understand the person who's not. You know, like you have to work harder to kind of be there for your partner who's not on that same level of privilege that society is. You know, like that society deems acceptable. Gabe has to work at it. Gabe is dumb as fuck. Like, he should have called the police. Point blank and period.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? He's stupid as fuck.
I mean, there's no excuse for it. I don't think there's an excuse for it. I mean, I get what you're saying about, you know, it being, you know, oh, well, you know, he had no, you know, malicious intentions or whatever.
No, that's not an excuse for what he did. That's not an excuse whatsoever. But I'm just saying that there's a certain level of understanding that needs to happen between power dynamics like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if I were to date a white guy, I would fully expect him to take the time and patience to learn what my experience has been, because he's at a different level of privilege than I am.
Different level.
Way different level of privilege than I am. Like, he functions at a different level. A lot of the things that he might go through in life are things that he will never see. And, you know, like,
or that you may never see.
Or, I mean, sorry, the things that I will see in my lifetime are things that he may never see ever in his whole
or
entire
never even
life.
have to worry about.
Whole fucking entire life until he starts dating me. First of all, people are going to look at you differently.
Oh, yeah.
Why is this black woman with a white man?
Right.
Just like Sam's friends did when she walked in the door with him. You know, like, was like, bitch, what the fuck?
Right.
And then you're going to have to deal with all the shit I'm dealing with because I don't have that same level of privilege as you. A white woman and a white man together have equal levels of privilege. The only thing that's different about that whole power dynamic
is that
she's a woman.
Yeah.
But she's still a white woman. She don't have to worry about the same shit I got to worry about.
Right. So, I mean, and if you think about it a little more, a white woman is a little more protected. You know what I'm saying? So they're in the same class.
If we're in a lesbian relationship, I'm dating a white woman and I'm a black woman myself. There's still that power dynamic there because she has a higher level of privilege than I do at the end of the day.
Right.
So she's going to have to function around having to, first of all, deal with my experience because, bitch, if you love me, you're going to take the time to understand that shit is different down here. You know what I'm saying?
And on top of that, having to deal with, you know, her white friends, you know, talking to her and looking at her differently because they're dating you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then your black friends looking at you like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, what you doing, girl? You know? So, yeah. And it's that gets a little frustrating.
It's different. You know, relationships are more complicated and it takes...
Yeah. I know.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Of course you know.
I know.
They're complicated and they're difficult because of that. There's differences, and those are something that you have to work more on. Whereas people who are of the same race or ethnicity simply don't have to. Like Sam and Reggie are on a different level of understanding with each other. They share the same experiences. That's the black ass bottom line. So I thought that was a good episode. I thought
It was definitely. Yeah, damn.
Anyways, let's be done with this.
Yeah.
We're back.
Whoop, whoop.
Do the Rihanna dance.
Yes.
The Rihanna dance. The Rihanna dance.
Yes, work.
And we're just back to kind of like
Rihanna. Let's not even get started on Rihanna.
I know. Love of my life. Anyways.
He's somebody else's love right now.
I know. Let's just get into that real quick.
Just real quick.
Just sidebar. Rihanna girl. So now we understand why Naomi Campbell was mad. The tea is real because Hassan, what's his name? Hassan. His name is Hassan, and that used to be Miss Naomi Campbell's ex-beau or whatever. So now Rihanna got him, and who knows how long they've been fucking, to be honest, because they've been keeping that shit real discreet. And you know, discreet. But you know what? I was thinking, like Rihanna got hella thick. That's because she got a man over there pounding the yams.
Yeah, pounding.
He's cute though. I was like, come on.
Fine. And he's tall, so you know.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me just say something. If I ever have a man and Rihanna wants my man, I'm gonna be highly upset that he didn't just fucking go.
It's fucking Rihanna.
So, hey girl. Naomi girl, you lost, but it's fucking Rihanna. Anyway,
what you mad about?
I'm happy for Rihanna though. I'm happy. I'm just mad it wasn't me.
And Naomi Campbell is like Naomi Campbell. Like she only fucks with people who are very wealthy. It's like
he's very wealthy. He's $1.5 billion wealthy.
But what I'm saying is that why are you worried about like what Rihanna's doing, and why don't you not worry about that? Because you can literally have any man you want. You're Naomi Campbell.
Well,
like,
yeah, but whatever. I can now see why they're not cool no more, and that's fine.
I don't know. I feel like people date other people's people all the time.
I feel like their circle is very small.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like if it was like just regular old you and me, like I'm not gonna fuck with your old ex man. You better not fuck with any of my ex men. You know what I'm saying?
Well, first of all, I couldn't. Because they probably had no interest in me.
Just saying. However, I'm saying I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a different type of situation. When you get to a certain level, to that you're
kind of in that circle.
Yeah. You have like a smaller pool to deal with.
Yeah.
Because like Rihanna's not gonna fuck with Joe Blow down the block.
I mean, you never know. But you never know. Like you can find love. I'm Joe Blow down the block. I want Rihanna to date me, girl.
Steve, I can't deal with you.
Anyway, so where were we going?
Oh, so we were
spotlight episodes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Before we get into our VIN session, we wanted to talk about some of my favorite guests that we had on the show. And we're not going to play a lot of we'll have like a little reel or whatever, but I don't want to go into like every single episode and snippet of it or whatever, because it will get entirely too long.
Yeah.
But some of the most memorable people on our show, and what both of us agreed on it, and this is no shade and no tea to nobody. Everybody that we've had on the show, we've been blessed to have on the show.
We love you.
We love you very much. One of the people that has made a personal impact for me, and I think for you also, was Mr. Joseph Williams, the misunderstood social worker.
Yes, definitely. He was dropping gems on gems on gems.
And let me tell you something. When we go into spotlight interviews, a lot of the times we are rushing to get to the interview. So we're either coming off of work, or we are coming out of a meeting, and we're already drained. So the fact that he was able to sustain himself in the show or in the episode and be able to just keep it going, and just like we've had
breathe life into it.
Yes. Yeah. And then like I felt invigorated after that episode.
Yeah. Especially with the whole dating thing. I was like, you know what? You are absolutely right. So I've been fine ever since. I'm like, let me get my whole ass life together before I go on and try to be.
Joseph Williams is awesome. So thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Yes.
Another one is Kiana Shaw.
Kiana Shaw, yes.
That's my I call her my wifey.
I just got replaced, Miss Kiana. I don't know what you think you out here doing, girl.
No, you are my sister from another mister. I got wifey. Okay. She is wifey.
I still feel some type of way.
Kiana Shaw is one of the most selfless people that I've ever met. She is such has such a huge heart for the community, and the work that she does for young African American girls, young Black girls, and girls of color. It's just amazing, and she works her ass off. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was an honor to be able to have her on the show, and I've collaborated with her on a couple of different things, and we also are going to be collaborating with her in the future. So we'll keep that on the low.
Yeah. So another day, guys. Another day.
Yes, keep on the lookout. So she is awesome people. Another one was TJ Mercer.
Yes. TJ, hey girl. TJ was, to me, the most motivational.
Oh my God, yes.
She made you want to get out there and do work.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Do work. Period.
Girl.
Period.
She
gets us with the acronyms.
Yes.
She gets us with like solid advice.
And how about the pure energy that just came off of her? Like I was tired that day.
I was like, woo.
Tired. And when she came in, she was ready to go. She was, first of all, she was one of our favorites because of the fact that number one, she was super prepared. She made sure that we were super prepared. Yeah. Because we send out, requests for press kits and all these different things when you're a guest on the show. So it takes a lot of time for us to prepare for our spotlight interviews. And so when you send in press kits late, when you don't send in a full press kit, when you don't do the things that you should do when you are having a media interview, it makes it more difficult for the producers or the hosts of the show. I.e. us. So the fact that TJ,
especially when we just got off work.
Oh my God. So the fact that she, was super prepared, made sure that we had stuff well in advance. It made the guesswork and the researching and all that stuff less tedious. Right. So it was such a smooth interview. It was and it also helped us because I think it let us know that even those that weren't as prepared as her, going forward, we're going to start requesting things. We know
how to better prepare to help them better prepare, if that makes sense.
Right. So it was just
thank you, Miss TJ.
Love you, mama.
Helping a girl
out. One of my personal favorites, oh my God, I was so excited to have her on the show. Barry from Podcast in Color.
Oh yeah. Hey girl.
Hey girl. Hey. I was so excited to have her on the show because if you guys have not heard this interview, you need to. If you love anything that has to do with podcasts, if you're a podcast junkie, Podcast in Color is literally the epicenter and the biggest resource and repository for all things podcasts in color, of color. Anything, any host, any show that is focused on people of color, any show that is hosted by people of color, any show that is pro people of color, you will find on that website. You will find in that directory, and it is still constantly growing. Podcast in Color is one of the best places to go, and we were honored and very fortunate to be able to have her come in and drop in on such a busy schedule, and for her to just want to come back too. So she's a great person to learn from when it comes to podcasts and podcasting.
Especially like navigating social media.
Yes. She was a great wealth of knowledge. So definitely check out that episode.
Another one of my favorites, now I think about it, was Miss Chi Chi DeVane.
Oh my God. That was one of our biggest ones.
Yes.
One of our first biggest ones.
I was so hyped to meet Chi Chi DeVane. Like, I was so nervous, guys. You don't even know. I was like, oh, Chi Chi's gonna be here. Like, she was like one of my favorites on RuPaul Drag Race. So it's like,
still to this day,
I still think Chi Chi should have won.
Hold up now, madam.
I'm just saying.
That's another conversation. I do not agree with you on that. Love you, Chi Chi.
Wait, who won that season?
Bob.
Okay. Yeah. I like Bob too, but I think who was the finalists?
It was
Naomi,
Bob, and Kimchi.
Mm-hmm. I think Miss Chi-Chi should have been in the top 3. I'm not gonna say nothing else.
Whatever. Right. Who else was? So we had we have podcasts, other host podcasts on our show, or other hosts of podcasts on our show, and very rarely do we invite other podcasts onto the show because it tends to be an issue with like audience confliction and other things like that, and so we're very careful about who we have on the show when it comes to other podcasters, and then also like just because like a lot of podcasters who are not as who doesn't have like as high as numbers, they tend to like want to use you and stuff like that. The podcast world can be a little different. Listen, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna just tell y'all one thing. This gonna sound real jank. I don't give a fuck. Whatever happens, Kwame is like good on like keeping an eye on all that kind of stuff, because I have no idea. Yeah. And like you said, I wouldn't ever want someone to come on our show just to be using us. Right. But at the same time, I don't give 2 shits if you don't like where we are now, right, or how we're functioning. Period. I mean, the drama in the podcast world can stay there because a bitch got drama in her own life. Okay.
Keep it 100 says.
I'm just saying. That's all.
I mean, honestly, but we were very fortunate to have these 2 amazing young ladies, and they were one half of the Between Us Girls podcast, Michelle and Danielle. Yes. Michelle was my personal favorite because and no shade, no tea to the rest of the girls on the show. However, Michelle's humor and her personality is very much in sync to the type of humor that I enjoy, and so she's very dry. It's very hilarious, and she's very extremely quick-witted. Danielle's very bubbly, very energetic, and her laugh is Danielle's laugh infectious. Is so fucking cute. Yeah. She's just so cute. Anyway, but they are the one half of the Between Us Girls podcast. Yes. Definitely check them out. They're really, really good.
Wine recommendations, for sure.
Faux show. Yeah. Okay. I tasted some good wines because of them. Yeah. Thanks, ladies. Thank you very much. Another podcast that was one of my favorites was hashtag Blackout Podcast. When I tell you that these brothers from other mothers, they are hilarious. They are hilarious, and they're educated Black men, they're family men, and they're very, 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 very pro-Black, and I really love them. Like, their show is hilarious, but they're not like Hotep Black, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not like, you know, like super conscious, you need to stay, you're the woman, you need to stay in your room,
girl,
or the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like, but they're awesome people. Definitely check their show out. They're hilarious. They're definitely guys. You know what I'm saying? But they're still soft enough for the females, for the ladies. Yeah, definitely check them out. And who else? Asa Laveau.
Yes, Ace is another one of those people that are very like inspirational. Oh my God. And inspires you to do work, you know?
His ass off. Right. Asa, if you guys have ever seen me on either my Facebook or on my Twitter, and I'll say like hashtag hustle muscle, when hustle I tell muscle. You, yes, that's a thing. That was something that was coined by Asa Laveau. Okay. When you out there and you, a lot of times he says a lot of times the reason why people do not succeed or make it is because they do not use their hustle muscle. They don't hustle their asses off. They need to do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that's going to be sleepless nights. A lot of times that's going to be going from job to job. A lot of times that's just going to be out there doing the work. And so he has encouraged me to make sure that I am using my hustle muscle 24/7. And of course, time to rest. But when it's time to work, it's time to work. So Asa is awesome people. Let's hit one more. Dr. Jen.
Hey, girl. Let me tell you something. Sidebar.
One of the few white queens that I love.
Let me tell you guys something.
She is
real quick. if there's ever a red lipstick that you just cannot find, and you are looking for that perfect red lipstick, especially if you're a woman of color like me, you need to get on that red lipstick that Miss Dr. Jen has called Resting Bitch Face. That is my shit.
Listen.
I'm holding on to that lipstick like for dear life. I will not lose it.
You can't lose with that beautiful ass encasing that it comes in.
You can't, but you can easily just leave it somewhere.
Oh, girl.
And bitch, I will never.
No.
That's my favorite red lipstick that I have. Favorite.
And you are into makeup.
I am.
Bitch. All right. Dr. Jen is one of our first sponsors.
First, yeah.
I think she was the first sponsor. Atomic Cosmetics and Zerian Skin Science were the first sponsors of Blaze Entertainment. And she does work. She is always in her lab working up, concocting some stuff. And one of the reasons why we wanted her to be a sponsor for us is because she's been really working hard to find products and to blend products and create products that are specific to people of color. And the things that she does for not just the people of color, but the LGBTQ community, and is just mind-boggling. She's a huge advocate for just kind of stopping rape culture. She's a huge advocate for women. She is a huge advocate just for not taking shit from no one. And I love that about her. She is a no-nonsense woman, and she is Dr. Jennifer Dietrich. Check her shit out. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
She actually has some new stuff that's coming out, and I cannot wait. Oh my god! I use a lot of her skincare products, and I'm actually running low on her 5 fruit skincare or skin scrub. Y'all need it.
Get on it.
Get on it.
On it.
Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be it.
So check those out, guys. Yeah. Are we going to include that on the video?
Yeah, we'll definitely
include some clips. Yeah,
we'll definitely include the clips during the commercial breaks and different things like that. So, yeah.
All right, let's
take a break.
Be back.
Hey Blazers, check out one of our sponsors, Atomic Cosmetics. They have an array of colors that go boom and are tested on showgirls and never on animals. With freshly made seasonal skincare products that nourish your face and body, you can't go wrong. There is also a lot of cosmetics for you to choose from, like blushes, contours, foundations, eyeshadows, and more. Find multitudes of colors and palettes. Visit colorsthatgoboom.com and use offer code BLAZEATOMIC.
And we're black.
Yes, we are.
With the VIN Session.
Our favorites.
Yeah.
Our favorite.
Yeah, we're not going to do one today because I felt like we've exhausted a lot of energy this year. Explaining shit that white people do and things that the world does and y'all's president. So let's look back at that.
So what is your favorite vent that we did of all time? Of all time? Well, what's your, not of all time, but what is your favorite?
One of my favorite vents, because I have a lot of favorite vents that you've done.
Oh,
one of my favorite vents that you've done was was episode 16, Ashy Dicks.
Oh,
and you explained what Ashy Dicks were, and you were talking about you know what? I'm not even gonna get into it. Let's just listen to it.
Right.
We'll be right back.
So I am so sick of you ashy dick niggas. So tired. So I was watching Iyanla Fix My Life. I don't remember what day it was this past week. And on this episode, they had a black man come on and basically say why they don't date black women. So the premise of the show basically is about the angry, quote unquote, the angry black woman and her trying to solve their problems or whatever the fuck. And so she invites, how many men was it? Like 4 or 5 of them. And they had like a mixer or something on the show. And one of the men goes, "Oh, I don't date black women because they don't know their place." And another man said, black man, another man said, oh, I don't date black women because, you know, I like to play flutes as a kid and I was so smart as a kid. And, you know, black women, they just don't like a man that's like smart and plays instruments, whatever the fuck. Another man says, oh, well, I'm celibate. And black women don't really like men that's celibate. And if you don't have a collar, like as in like Christianity or whatever, if you don't have a collar, then the black woman in the church won't necessarily go for you. Pity party, pity, 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 you know? And some of the women during this mixer, they also invited white women, which was a great thing. Mm-hmm. Some of the women during this mixer asked this man, well, I just don't understand why, you know, black men, you know, like what draws them so much to white women and blah, 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 blah. And I took so much issue with that. I said, bitch, why are you concerned about his ashy dick?
Right.
Why are you so stressed out over him?
Right.
You know, I don't get it. And I'm so irritated. This is one of my biggest pet peeves. Is when black men come up with all types of, not all black men, when black men come up with all types of stupid, sorry-ass excuses to say why they don't date within their own fucking race. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows that their own insecurities, because yes, there are black women that would date a celibate man. Yes, there are submissive black women. Yes, there are women that love to fuck a man that plays an instrument. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's justifying your hatred, you know, like against us. There's something seriously fucking wrong with you. And I'm so tired of y'all. Like, if you want to seriously date a white woman or a Latina woman or an Asian woman, go fucking do that. But don't try to sit up here and make me feel bad about go dating Joe down the street or Jose down the way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't make me feel bad because you had so much hate against me, and so I'm supposed to be sitting here waiting for your ashy dick to come back to black women and say, oh, I love you guys, I'm sorry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm so sick. They're just so fucking annoying. If you want to go date that white woman, go do it. But don't use the reason why you're dating that woman to downplay black women. Right. I fucking hate that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something seriously wrong with you. And if, say for example, if I dated a Latino guy or an Asian guy, and he comes and tells me, oh, I don't date within my race because X, Y, Z, I'm going to be looking at him crazy. Really? You know, you're talking about your mother, you're talking about your sister, you're talking about your cousin, you're talking, you know what I'm saying? Right. And that really fucking bothers me. It's like, if you want to date out your race, do it, girl. Nobody gives two shits. Right. No, but don't put these other races of women on a pedestal. You know, like, I just can't. On a pedestal above black women because they're great or more better or whatever the fucking case may be. It's so you're so ashy. You're just so fucking ashy. And we don't want your ashy ass anyway. You saving me some time because you clearly have issues, you know?
I think what's frustrating about that is that it's the misogyny is ridiculous.
It's so, and submissive. Yeah. Oh, I'll go date a Latino woman because they're more submissive. And I'm like, bitch, not the Latino woman I know. You know, like, are you serious? Where the fuck are you getting these stereotypes? Like, as if black women aren't submissive, as if black women don't like to play instruments or read comic books or, you know, not have sex. You know, like, where the fuck are you guys getting this? Like, you've internalized so much of that racism in your own heart, in your own spirit, and you're taking out on someone who is more vulnerable.
Right. Exactly.
I'm so sick of y'all ashy dick niggas. Y'all can leave me alone. That bullshit. Something wrong with y'all, for real. And don't even have to be black man. Any of y'all stupid asses who don't date within your own race because of some stupid ass stereotype. You're a fucking dumbass. Right. Period. I don't want to hear how you don't date Latino women if you as a Latino man don't date Latino woman because X, Y, Z.
Right.
and you prefer this, and then it gets weird after that.
How about you just say, I don't date? How about you don't even categorize it? How about I just don't want to date this particular person because I'm not vibing with this person, or how about I don't date this particular? Why does it have to be? Well, I don't date. You're cutting off an entire race,
right?
And somebody in that particular race could be your soulmate, or it could be somebody that's super.
It's so fucking weird. So you're going just because you had a bad experience with one black woman or with a woman of a different race. You categorize the whole race, right? You know what I'm saying, and dispel that whole thing. Like, there's something wrong with y'all niggas, and I'm so over it. I'm gonna become a lesbian. Have you seen the latest episode of Love and Hip Hop?
Oh, girl.
Oh my God, what's the Dominican's name? She brought in a stud, and that stud was fine as fuck. I don't even know. I was like, ooh, girl, yes. It's like, come on, I'm gonna be a lesbian because I can't do this with y'all. Like, y'all. Exhausting. And like the fact that the media like blows this shit up. You never in the news or on television see another white man so popularize how much he hates white women. Right. You never see a Latino man say how much he hates Latino women. You never see an Asian man say how much he hates Asian women on such a big platform as with Black women and Black men. It sickens me. Like, I'm like, why are we giving this attention? Because it's fucking dumb and it's not even that serious.
Feel better?
Yes, I do.
You good?
Mm-hmm. Ashy dicks. So ashy. Ugh.
They had a little cocoa butter in their life to be fine, wouldn't they?
Some shea butter.
Some shea, something. Come on now.
Fuck out of here. If you want to date out your race, do it, bitch. Shit. Nobody gives a shit. Shit.
Fuck. Okay. You good?
Yeah,
And we're back. I told you it was fucking hilarious.
I just can't stand ashy dicks. Like, they get on my nerve. They really do.
We are making a shirt that's going into the Pyro store.
Ashy dicks.
Ashy dicks. Don't be an ashy
you
dick.
have to, you have to have some kind of context behind it because we just can't have a shirt that says ashy dicks.
Right, because then people are gonna be like, well, just use cocoa butter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, use some lotion, bitch. So
there are a lot of ashy dick niggas out here in these streets, girl, and you got to be careful.
Yes.
You got to probe and you got to probe. Oh, that does not make any sense. Oh.
It didn't sound right.
Oh, yikes.
What was one of your favorite events?
My favorite vent of all time was Kwame and Choices.
Oh my God.
What episode was that?
I think
it was one of the most recent ones. And this vent, Kwame just goes off about Time Warner, aka Spectrum Cable.
Oh my God, I hate Spectrum.
Every time I go back and listen to, like, once we recorded it and it came out that week, I listened to it about 10 times over and over and over. And I was in the car literally crying. It was the funniest shit I've ever heard in my whole life.
So, like, okay, I just don't understand why.
Ever.
Why?
And you went through the story. He went from the very beginning to the end.
I don't understand. Like, why can't I just have cable? Like, that's all I wanted. Like, I'm paying you. Okay, let's listen to it.
It's long, but listen to it.
I'm sorry, but it I'm sorry.
And we're back.
Yes.
With the VIN session.
Time to vent.
I don't even think I have much to vent about, you know. You know, that's not in my own shit. So.
So you don't have a vent?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm trying to think. I knew something pissed me off during the week, but I can't remember it right now. But go ahead.
Okay.
Let you go.
All right.
If it comes, it'll come.
Yeah. This is going to be a long one, so if it comes, it needs to...
I'm ready. I already know what it's about.
We might run out of time.
That's fine.
Okay. I pride myself on paying my bills on time.
I don't even think I could follow up with this anyway, so.
I pride myself on being a good steward with finances. I know in my past when I was younger, some of us all have done, silly things or whatever with our monies. But in the past 3 years, I have done my best to make sure my finances are in order. And I require things because I work hard for them. And one of those things is cable television. And as a longtime supporter of cable television, I think I am owed reparations. Let me explain. Upon moving to the great city of Los Angeles.
The great titty?
I said the great city.
Oh.
The great city.
I titty. Anyways, continue. I'm sorry. Right, the great titty.
The great titty. Right. The great titty of Los Angeles. Wow. That's free. So upon moving, prior to me moving, I have always called the cable company, the utility companies, any company that I pay money to, my banks, all of this, to notify them that I will be moving in however many weeks or months, whatever. Usually it's within the month. I specifically called Time Warner, aka Spectrum, and I called them ahead of time to make sure that my services would not be interrupted. Because when I lived in Seattle, Comcast was the prevalent company out there, cable company.
We have Comcast out here, I think.
Yeah, but Time Warner or Comcast out in Seattle was like Time Warner here. It's like the number one cable company. Mm-hmm. Now, the only reason why I don't have satellite, because I prefer DirecTV, the only reason I don't have satellite is because the new place that I have moved to doesn't allow satellite dishes on the building. A lot of places are like that. Not a problem. Totally cool. I had Spectrum before I moved here. I plan on having Spectrum when I moved here, moved to the new place. Not a problem. Anyway, I called them to make sure that I did not have a break in service. No interruptions. Well, where I moved I'm used to moving in places where it has like Unit B or Unit A, Unit C, or Unit 1, whatever the number is. Mm-hmm. But this particular place has a half. Mm-hmm. And so when I moved into this place, I specifically told simple bitches over at Spectrum that this particular place has a half. Mm-hmm. And they said, yeah, that's cool. No problem. Great. We got it. Mm-hmm. I said, are you sure? Because I repeated it 3 fuck-ass times. Mm-hmm. 3.
It's on your face.
Okay. I repeated it. Don't look at me. I'm so angry. It's coming. And they assured me, no problem. And I said, thank you, Spectrum. It's been a good day. I moved to new place with the half. Okay. The cable guy, who was actually pretty cute, comes in here and does his thing. He puts in the cable box, and I'm like, thank you. Have a nice day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Shut up.
Okay. Have a nice day, sir.
Stop.
I'm enjoying my cable. Whole weekend, enjoying my cable. Got to see all my shows. Mm-hmm. Got to catch up on some things because I had that Monday off. I was like, no, I'm going to have a day off for myself because I'm tired of unpacking and I wanted to relax and watch my fucking cable. Well, towards the end of that day, on my day off, my cable shuts off. And I said, bitch, I had no funds. Okay, I had no funds on because I cleared every single bill before we moved.
Right.
We paid everything off. I don't want no residuals. I don't want no residuals. As a matter of fact, I'm waiting for my deposit back from my old place. And they told me they're going to send it to me. So I'm like, bitch, give me my money.
Right.
Okay? I don't owe nobody but to love, bitch. Okay? So I was like, cool. No problem. So why is my cable off? Please contact Time Warner Cable or customer service to receive this channel. Mind you, I was watching the news. Okay? I was watching the news, so it wasn't on this random ass cable channel. It was on a basic channel, so I knew something was up.
Bitch, if that that shit would have went off during Game of Thrones, I'd be in livid.
Let me tell you, I would have physically went down to the goddamn time where you don't ever fuck with me office. To the corporate fucking off. Fuck a location. Fuck Alicia. Let me explain something to you bitches. You hoes tried it with me, and you tried to fuck around and try to fuck up my Game of Thrones. You will not do this. I rebuke it. But I digress.
Okay.
So I'm confused. So I pull up my handy dandy cell phone that I have paid for also. Time T-Mobile, you're doing your thing thus far. We'll see. See if they fuck up too. Okay. So I'm calling and I'm like waiting, you know, all this fucking 5 hours of fucking talking to computers and shit. And I'm waiting and I'm sitting there. And I finally talk to somebody and I'm calm because I'm like, this is clearly a mistake. They just, maybe they have a service interruption or whatever. And I said, hey, you know, I'm just calling because, you know, I did so-and-so and I was in the middle of watching TV or whatever, and all of a sudden my shit just turned off and it said to call you bitches. So I'm calling you bitches. And so she says, okay, please hold one moment. And I'm sitting there listening to this jank-ass music and just getting annoyed because I'm like, I want to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the only reason I turned to the news because I saw some stupid else that Trump did. So I was just like, that's the only reason I left it on there. So I'm waiting. She comes back on the phone. She's like, sir, we're so sorry about that. We're going to turn it right back on. I was like, okay, no problem. So I'm waiting. And it comes back on. I'm like, oh, cool. No problem. Cool. This is cool. 30 minutes later, it shuts off again. I'm like, you bitches are fucking with me. Yeah. Okay? This is a joke. So I called them again and I was like, hey, I just had my services turned back on. I don't know what's going on. This was not, like, I paid my bill. I made sure I asked before I got off the phone if there was anything that was due. They were like, no, you paid it in full. I was like, yeah, I know I have receipts. Okay? So they're like, okay, everything's good. So why is it off again? Oh, well, it looks like the people, what is your address? And I gave them the address and I said a half and blah, blah, and all the stuff, whatever. And they're like, it looks like it looks like it's under a different name. And I was like, who the fuck else? And now I'm thinking in my head, who the fuck is my man talking to? And what other shit is he putting shit in other people's names? And I'm like, what you mean? Whose name is it under? Okay, it was like, well, we can't give that information. I was like, you need to give that information when somebody gets killed. Okay? This is my house. Yeah. Right? And so she's like, oh, well, it looks like, she's like, I see the problem. It looks like this person is, it's under such and such an address or whatever. I was like, well, that's great, but mine is a half. Right. And they were like, well, I don't think that address doesn't exist. And I was like, bitch, I'm living here. What are you talking about? What do you mean it doesn't exist? I'm presently in the vicinity of said fucking place. So what you mean though? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, can you look at the notes? And she says, oh, it doesn't have a half in your account. I said, excuse moi? Yeah. Excuse me? And she's like, yeah. So then I go downstairs and I look, because I'm on the phone with her, I have my cell phone. I go downstairs and I look, and I see that it has my address on there, but my door has half. Right. So we have the same address, except mine is a half. Right. Which I had already fucking explained to the bitches prior to me moving. Okay? So then I'm going through this rigor mortis. Okay, and this bitch, she's like, well, we're going to have to put in a trouble ticket, blah, blah, and all this stuff, whatever. And I'm like, that's fine. I need it taken care of within 24 hours. Yeah. Because at this point, it's Monday. So it wasn't a big-ass deal. I said, that's fine. Cool. I can just look it up on TV or on my app or whatever, and everything's fine. The next day, I called them, and I'm like, what is the problem? Like, I didn't get a call from you guys. You guys said you were going to call me by this such and such time. I need my stuff. What's going on? So these bitches, they sit there and tell me, well, we have to assign you guys a a project coordinator, and once we assign you the project coordinator, it takes 48 hours from there for us to assign it, and after that 48 hours, they have to physically go out there and look at the address to make sure that it's a reputable address, or that it's a serviceable address, rather, is what she said. And then after that, it could take 2 weeks to a month. She said 2 weeks to a fucking month for me to get services at my address. And I knocked on my door
on my neighbor's door who lives across from me, and I was like, hey, do you guys have cable? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, who do you guys go through? And they were like, Time Warner. I said, oh, really? So I was like, cool. So then I go downstairs, and I'm like, hey, do you have Time Warner? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, And so I go and I call the landlord, and the landlord's like, yeah. I told him 2 months ago, because apparently there's something wrong with my tap, the cable tap, and it's only meant for one building. That's what they told me, that it was only meant for one person in the building because this place used to be something else before they renovated it. However, renovated, whatever. You know what the fuck I mean. And I was like, and I called them and I explained to them what was going on. I was like, first of all, y'all fucked up twice. Okay? The first time y'all fucked up is when you sat there and actually you fucked up 3 times actually. Well, the first time you fucked up is when you told me that I have to wait a goddamn 30 goddamn days when I've called you 2 to 3 weeks prior to me moving. Okay? Because you could have been out here, and by the time I moved here, you could have did what the fuck you needed to do. Okay? That's number 1 where you really fucked up. Number 2 is that and then they told me, oh, it looks like the person that entered when you did the transfer request, it looks like they put the half in the notes, but they didn't put the half in the system.
Why couldn't they just log into the system and put the half in?
Because they don't have space for the half.
What do you mean?
The system is incapable of putting a half in. This is what the bitch is telling me.
What, the bitch upstairs right next door, you got a half? Why can't you get a half?
It's not under a half.
Nobody else in this building has a half.
So we're the only ones that have a half.
Girl, that is something else. I live in a place where there's halves and quarters and 2/3. So,
bitch. But let me rephrase that, because the other one is a half. However, our place that we live in is a half, but it mirrors the one that's downstairs. So we have the same address. The only difference is that we're the half. Every other place in the apartment complex, they may have a half, but it's a completely different number. So it's its own unique number. So I had to be the fuck ass to get the fucking one with the half. It doesn't even fucking matter, because the bottom line is everybody up in this motherfucker has goddamn Time Warner except us. So I'm confused, Time Warner, Spectrum. Okay, I'm trying to figure out why. Okay, and then, now mind you, every day I have called them, my partner has called them, they even check this shit out. So then they tell us, well, sir, the only way that we can put the half in is if you go to a Time Warner location. And once you go to the location, they can physically input it, because it needs to be, we can't do it from our systems. Mind you,
that don't make no damn sense.
It didn't make any fuck ass sense to me, but I was like, you know what? I need the cable. Let's go. So my partner goes over there. And you know what they tell him? They tell him, we need a utility bill. So I said, what you mean? So luckily, my partner was like, I got this. He was like, well, here is the USPS change of address confirmation in addition to my lease. And they said, get this. The gag is, we can't accept these items. We need a utility bill. And my partner said, well, bitch, I've only been here for 4 days. I can't generate a utility bill out of my ass. So where the fuck am I supposed to get a utility bill from if I've only been here for 4 fuck ass days? So I'm just supposed to magically just call a company and just say, hey, give me a utility bill? So the next day, and then he said, well, you can't take my lease? This is my lease. A lease. No, we can't accept a lease. We need a utility bill.
How does that make sense?
It's a bitch. It's a lease. You can't get a utility bill.
We got a lease. Change of address.
Bitch. So then he was frustrated, and so he left. And then when he got home, he tells me what the fuck's going on. So I call them, and I tell her what the fuck's going on. And I had a sister on the phone, so I was very happy. She understood. She was like, that's some BS. And I was like, girl, listen. And then so she goes, that's okay. But she was like, she said, and they wouldn't take the lease? I said, lady, the lease. The originals, okay? Signed, sealed, and delivered. Okay?
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Not ours. Okay? Girl. So then she was like, well, that's really strange. And I was like, it's not strange, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay? So then she's like, okay, well, let's go ahead. And so she goes into the system. She starts doing some things. Whatever. She's like, here's your service number or whatever. I've had 3 service numbers by now, bitch. Service connectability or service accessibility or whatever the fuck the number is. They gave us 3 fucking confirmation fuck ass numbers by this time. And I said, somebody better call me the fuck back before you guys lose a goddamn customer because I'm pissed.
Right.
Okay? And so they didn't call us back the next day. So I called them. They're like, we don't recognize the serviceability number. We don't know what you're talking about. So none of y'all niggas talk to each other.
Right.
None of y'all fucking talk to each other. So I'm just sitting here cableless.
Right.
And then they were like, well, we just don't understand why they didn't take the lease. And I was like, bitch, we don't understand why they didn't take the lease. We're past this right now.
Yeah.
What can we do to get service in our fucking ass, our goddamn unit? But that's what I need. Service. Quickly, expeditiously, okay? So then they were like, well, we're gonna have to give you another service order number. Bitch, figure it out, because I'm gonna, by the time I'm done with all these goddamn service numbers, if I had a nickel for every goddamn service number they gave me, I would be rich. I would buy Spectrum. Okay? So after all this shit or whatever, I'm just like pissed. So now a week goes by. A week, bitch. I've been out a week. Without cable. I've missed This Is Us. I have missed all types of shows. And then the weekend comes and I call them and I'm like, this is about to go down. Okay, so I cursed them out. From the very first person I got on the phone, I said, I don't want to talk to you because you're about to get the wrath. Okay, I want to talk to your supervisor. Well, we can't transfer you to our supervisor if you don't tell us what's going on. Well, bitch, you about to get it too. Because I was trying to save you from this. Because I know it's not your fault. You're just one of the call center bitches that just come in there and you're trying to get your $10 an hour, boo boo. I was trying to spare you from this. Clearly, you want it, so you gonna get it. So I cursed her ass out, and then she transferred me to the goddamn supervisor. She got tired of getting cussed out. And the supervisor come on. He's like, well, sir, you need to stop cussing. I mean, I'll do what the fuck I want to do, bitch. I was so pissed. So I cussed his ass out, and then he's like, well, sir, I'm gonna have to transfer you to the service availability part. I was like, go ahead, I'm gonna cuss their asses out too. I was like, I'm gonna cuss all y'all bitches out until I get goddamn service. Okay? That's all I want. I just want service. Why is this so hard?
Yeah.
Okay? So then his fucking ass transferred me. And then the fucking service availability guy, he tried to be a fucking smart ass for me. That was the wrong decision. Okay? And he was like, well, I don't understand why this is even an issue. And I was like, bitch, you telling me. Really? I've been asking that same fuck ass question since I goddamn moved here. Okay? And so he's like, well, I don't understand why they didn't take the lease. I was like, because y'all dumb is what the issue is. Give me my fucking service. What I don't understand at the core root of this all, okay? Because mind you, I told him, I was like, if I don't get service, if this weekend goes by and I miss The Walking Dead because you bitches decided to fuck with me and give me all these goddamn service numbers and no service is being made because you're giving me all these goddamn excuses. With every service number, there was an excuse. Oh, there's construction on the building. There's no construction going on in this building. The building is unserviceable. No, that's not true.
Yeah.
Because literally everyone else has it except this place. So why?
Yeah.
You're fucking with me. And it's not because I'm black, because we got niggas all over here. So it's not just me. Okay? It's not. This is an issue. Okay? Okay? And I know it's not just me, because my partner's white, and so I was trying to use his coverages. Okay? Okay? So it's not. It's not the case. Okay? So, shit. So I was trying to get ahead in the world, okay? Shit. Okay, so then they said, and I told him, I was like, I need to have internet and cable by the time 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time occurs, preferably 10 minutes prior. You're like, sir, we don't know if we can get... I need answers. That's what I want. Well, it is now Wednesday, recording day, and I still don't have fucking services. So my question to you is why, Spectrum, is it so fucking hard? I'm paying you. I am literally telling you I want to give you money, and you're not accepting it. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can do this to a long-time customer. So I'm telling all you motherfuckers out there, all you blazers, all you niggas getting ready to just get some cable, don't do Spectrum, because the minute that they decide to go spectral is when they started fucking up.
Spectrum.
Because when they were Time Warner, I didn't have any of these fuck ass issues, okay? But then the minute they got Spectrum, shit started fucking up. They changed the menu on the fucking guide, which was weird in the first fucking place, and then they changed the fucking ass on-demand system, which I had a fucking problem with, because I had a smooth ass system. 1, 2, 3. I had things. I had things set. And then y'all changed shit. The minute y'all became Spectrum, you want to make shit prettier. I don't need that. I just need simplicity. And now, I don't need just simplicity. I need service. And none of you guys are doing it. So what I say to you is kiss my whole black ass Spectrum. You know, and then they had the fucking nerve. And then they had the fucking nerve to send me a goddamn bill for March. March is not even over. You haven't even restored services to my goddamn building, and you asking me for money?
You know what, though? The silver lining in all this, guys.
The silver lining is that I'm getting another fucking cable company.
Envelope, it has his new address.
The gag. The gag of it all. On the bill that they sent me, merchant's charges that when it's not even completed, and then they said I had the nerve due by March 23rd or 28th. We're not even done. I had service for 2 fuck ass days, and you gonna charge me a whole ass month? And here's the gag. Here's the gag that Miss Free was trying to say. The gag is they had my new fuck ass address on it with the half. Unfucking believable. I don't understand the child. Listen. Girl, I'm so done. Spectrum, you can kiss the blackest part of my ass. Spectrum, you can sink, bitch. Sink. I'm so done. I hate you guys. I have never been so disgusted with a cable company in my life. I thought Comcast was bad, because when I called Comcast when I was in Seattle, I had the ratchiest motherfuckers get on the phone. But at least I got my service and my questions answered. These bitches, this is the first time, and it's not, and you know what? I'm not even gonna blame Time Warner. I'm gonna blame your new fuck ass persona, Spectrum. Okay? Okay? Spectrum done fucked up. Because I was a good, on-time paying customer. So you can kiss my blackest ass.
Well, you know, if you ever want to try, you know, you have a bill now, so you have proof.
No, fuck them. Took all this fuck ass time. I'm going to a different fucking company. Fuck this shit. Some bullshit. How the fuck you gonna tell me that this place is not serviceable? Literally everybody in my fucking universe, right, has goddamn Time Warner and Spectrum in their vicinity and in their homes, except my black ass. And I know it's not racial because there's niggas that have it. So I don't understand it. And then to tell me that my address is not serviceable, and then you send me a fucking bill for a month of services that I haven't even utilized to the new address. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like,
that's the best part.
I'm done. I just don't get it. And then when I called today to find out before I got on air, I called today and then they're telling me they had me on the phone, transfer me 3 fucking times, and I told the person, I was like, I'm gonna tell you one time and one time only. If you transfer me without explaining to these motherfuckers what's going on, and if I have to repeat myself, like I literally had a script of exactly of the events and the current events that went down. A script, because that's how many times I have said it. I felt like I was in a call center, okay? Like I had shit. I felt like I was a telemarketer, bitch. And I was just like, I've already told you guys, I don't understand why you guys have not put this in verbatim in my notes, okay? And I told this bitch, I said, I don't want to talk to you. I want you to read my notes. Once you read the notes, then you can address me. But I don't want to talk to you until you read the notes. Well, can you just explain? Read the notes. Okay? Read the notes. Okay? But after all that, I was on the phone with them for a good ass damn hour before I went on air with you. Mm-hmm. And then they were telling me at the end of it all, well, it looks like the service availability department is closed. You want to know why they're closed? Because I've been sitting here explaining to you motherfuckers, being bounced around from department to department about the same shit over and over again. So you know what? You lost a customer, bitch. Mm-hmm. You're not getting my monies, bitch. And if you think I'm going to pay for a month of service that I have not received, you can kiss my... You got me all the way fucked up. Mm-hmm. Okay? Fucked up. I'm done. Whew, that felt good. Thanks for letting me vent.
You're welcome, because that was funny as hell.
We're back.
We are.
So wasn't that shit funny? That shit was the best. The best.
I'm still aggravated.
I listened to it again last night and I was in tears.
I'm still aggravated by the whole
episode
situation.
36.
I just don't think people should have to go through this. Like, it's cable. Like, I'm paying you.
And you guys write in to Blaze and tell us your experience about Time Warner. Like, yes. I'm curious, is this like a thing that happens to everybody, or is it just Kwame?
Maybe it's just my black ass, because I don't understand what the fuck happened. I don't understand.
You have to.
It's an anomaly.
Those are our favorite events.
Never
Did you have
again.
any more?
I do. I had one more. Mm-hmm. One of them was the episode 39, which was LA versus OC. And Miss Freeze vent was... it was indicative of, it was okay, so it was the one where you were talking about you were cursing out the cashier who was telling the little girl that she shouldn't buy. She was a little white girl who bought a black doll.
Right.
And she said, well, don't you want one that looks just like you or something?
Right.
And you went off. And so
I still feel some type of way about that, because as you can tell, it's not children that are born racist,
right,
or born with prejudice, or whatever.
Right.
It's the adults that make them that way.
Right.
And this girl clearly wanted that black doll.
Right.
She felt some type, and I'm happy that little girl told her, the fuck you mean? Basically, she pretty, I'm pretty, she got cute her, I got cute her. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Basically. Anyways, listen to it. Tell me how you feel in a listener letter.
Right.
It's the events time.
It is. And, there was something that happened recently in the news. A little white girl was in the news because actually it was something really heartwarming and sweet and really nice. 2-year-old girl. She went to the toy store with her mother because she just learned how to poo in the potty, the big girl potty. And her mom wanted to, reward her for all her hard work. So she took her to the toy store. And she told her daughter, you can pick any doll you want, go at it, right? So the little white girl, she goes, spends 20 minutes looking at toys, and she picks her little black doll out. I forget what the doll's name is. Doc McStuffins. I guess that's like a cartoon the kids have nowadays. Anyways, so the doctor's a little black girl. Anyway, so they go up to the cash register, right? Checking out, and the cash register lady's like, oh, are you going to give that doll to someone? Are you going to a party? So the mom's like, huh, bitch, what? And then she said, well, why didn't you pick a doll that looks like you? So, I guess the mom's ready to pop off or whatever. Little girl says, and I quote, "She does look like me. She's a doctor. I'm a doctor. She's a pretty girl. I'm a pretty girl. She has pretty hair. You see her pretty hair? You see her stethoscope?" So this white girl got this other white lady all together at the tender age of 2. Here's my problem with this whole story. And it has nothing to do with the little white girl or her mama. It's with the cash register lady. Bitch, you're dumb. Bitch, you're stupid. And you're a fucking idiot, like they said on Big Boy Radio. Now listen. How dare you even open your big ass mouth to say anything to this little white girl wanted to buy a black Barbie? Would you have said anything about a little black girl buying a little white Barbie?
All you had to do is just do my transaction. You don't have to say
right.
shit.
And you know what? I'm happy this. You know what? That's a good parenting skills. You know what? I have more hope. Just like the little white boy, he wanted to get a little buzz cut like his little black friend, so they could look just alike. That is good ass parenting. And I just want to commend all the white parents who are raising their kids correct. This is not even an event, more as an applause, okay? Because this gives me, instances like this give me hope for our future. You know what I'm saying? And for those people out there who want to tarnish that, either you knew it, that you were doing that, or you didn't, pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you... Girl, my whole problem is she would never ask that to a little black girl. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Never. No. So why is it a problem that a little white girl wants to buy a little black doctor with a stethoscope?
Right.
Why is that a problem for you?
Right.
And why would you even assume that it was for somebody else?
Why did you even open your mouth?
So
and this is a perfect example of the fact that racism is not... It's not made.
Babies aren't born
racist.
It's taught.
Right. And that little girl showed, in her innocence, just was like, I just want this doll. Mind your fucking business.
She gave it her all together.
Right.
Bitch, if I was her mama, I'd have went. Be like,
I would have snatched her ass from across the register.
I would have put her on my hip. And I'd be like, I'm going to say this once in the nicest way possible because I can't cover my child's ears. Don't you ever in your white ass life cut out the side of your neck. Your job here, lady, is to just ring up my fucking toys.
Ain't no white lady gonna say that, girl. They ain't that one.
You know what? If they do, bitch, I would live.
Girl.
Hell, you want me to go up and do it? I do it for you, girl.
I'll do it for you, bitch.
Black woman on deck.
Yeah.
that was my little thing, my little issue. Fuck that cash register lady. Just ruining our kids.
Clearly not. They holding on.
They woke at the tender age of 2. Tender.
And we're back.
We're black.
Do you have anything else?
I don't. Well, I just want to briefly say that I had another vent that I loved. Can't find it right now.
Okay.
But it was when Kwame was going off about Swedish fish. At the time, I didn't even know what that was.
It was a Swedish fish episode.
Yeah, the Swedish fish episode.
Yeah.
It was. And his VIN session was about Swedish fish flavored Oreos, right?
Yes. It's fucking gross.
At the time, I didn't know what Swedish fish was, so it made it extra funny because I was like,
she was like, what's Swedish
what the fuck
fish?
are you talking about? Like, was it fish flavored? Like, I'm confused. I love that. That was one of my favorite VINs, too.
Let's check that one out.
Yeah, check it out.
Okay. This is a really serious issue for me. And you may laugh, but I think that it's very serious and very important to me. Okay? I need Nabisco to not ever make fucking Swedish fish Oreo cookies ever again in their fucking life. What the fuck concoction? What thoughts? What meth were these people putting in or smoking when they decided to put Swedish Fish and Oreo cookies to goddamn get her. Okay? I tried that nasty bullshit, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my entire goddamn life. I was so aggravated because I don't eat a lot of sweets. And I was like, oh, look, let me just have these sweets and try one. And I said Nabisco. What the fuck is going through your mind? Why would you do this? I just don't understand. It was a very simple thing. It was, and I know Oreos have different things. Like they have the Oreo, they have Oreo like Reese's peanut butter cups, which is fine. I get it. They have the double stuff. I get it. Like it makes sense. But you gonna put Swedish Fish? Swedish Fish? Are you kidding me? That's like putting Sour Patches with fucking like Hershey's Chocolate Kisses. Gross. Okay.
I'm like sitting up here thinking that might actually be good.
That's gross. Don't put no goddamn Swedish Fish and Oreo cookies.
Did it actually taste like a fish?
It was gross.
Did it taste fishy?
It doesn't taste like a fish, Miss Frey. You ever had Swedish Fish before?
No.
It was the little red fishes.
Oh, it's a candy.
The candy, Swedish Fish.
Oh, I thought it was a flavor.
What? Did you hear anything I said? Like, are we present?
Where did you get this candy analogy from? We're talking about fish here.
No.
Oh my
Swedish Fish. The Swedish Fish, the little red.
I've never had those candies before.
They're gross.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, they're not gross. I mean, I've had them before, but they're like, it's like.
I'm dying.
It's like if you ever had the red Sour Patches, the little red ones.
Right.
It's like that without the sour.
Okay.
So it's just like a gummy bear. Yeah, it's a Swedish Fish. Okay? And they put it in between two Oreo goddamn cookies.
Oh, okay.
And it's gross.
So like, is it like gummy? Understand. It's not gummy.
It's not gummy. It's the paste.
Okay.
Like, what is wrong with you? This is a very serious situation.
I'm trying to figure it out because I was like, is it gummy in the middle? Is it just, I'm confused.
They have a new flavor for Oreo cookies.
Okay.
And it's called Swedish Fish Oreo cookies.
Okay.
And they took the Swedish Fish and they put it, the
flavor of it as the cream.
As the cream.
Okay.
For the fucking cookie.
Okay.
Of the fucking Oreo cookie. It's so gross.
Okay.
It's gross. And it's wrong. And it's demonic. And it should be illegal.
I wonder who came up with that.
Some dumbass that decided to go and do this. I don't understand. I was so angry. So I first saw it, right? And then I was at work when I saw it online. I was like, going through Facebook and whatever, doing my thing. And I see it. I was like, oh my God, that's so gross. So then I get up to go get some water in the break room. And this bitch and my coworker, she's like, oh yeah, that's the sweetest. Because I just saw the most nastiest thing. And I saw it online. It was like this Oreo Swedish Fish. She's like, oh yeah, I have some.
So she just.
Yeah, she was like, I was going to try them. No, she had bought them and she was going to try them for the day. And she's like, do you want one? I was like, yeah, I'll try it, whatever. And so she broke it in half because I didn't want a whole one. And so I tasted it and I was like, this is I threw it out of my mouth. Like, it was disgusting. The fuck? Yuck.
That was good.
I just don't understand. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I understand we need to enhance things, but like the toothbrush, like the simple things like the toothbrush, stick, bristles. Like, that's all you need. You have to have it's like the reach around toothbrush. You have to have fucking toothbrushes with mints on it, and it's like different things, and a toothbrush that transforms, and it gets ridiculous. It rotates. It's like a dildo toothbrush. Like there's different things. I don't understand. Leave it alone. Why do you have to fuck shit up? Like the Oreo cookie. Like, it was so simple. So, like, I get it. You wanted to have different things with it. You wanted to have, like, make it be prettier and things. I get it.
I don't understand. And it's red, right?
It's gross. Yes, it looks like menstrual period. It's so gross. It's so gross. It looks like blood.
Is it the color of your microphone?
No, it's more it's a deeper red than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like blood.
Oh, sorry.
That's what it is.
I just really can't.
So gross.
I can't deal with you.
I'm done.
You should have been like, I'm so depressed. Oh my gosh, that was funny.
10. Episode 10, Swedish Fish.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Yes. That's it.
Yes.
It's been a year.
It's been one whole year.
One whole ass year, sis.
One smooth year.
It has been smooth, bitch. Not in this damn country. Nothing smooth been in this country.
Well, our podcasting life has been smooth.
Yes. It's been very busy, but smooth.
Right.
So this was going to be this is our first 1 year anniversary. Next year, every year we want to do something bigger and better. Mm-hmm. So we are looking at plans for things for next year.
And I hope you enjoyed our faces.
Yes.
You won't be seeing it that often.
No, not all the time. But yes, I'm really happy where we came thus far. I'm really excited to see where we're gonna go. Mm-hmm. And I'm really excited to kind of, because a lot of things we still can't talk about. I was actually listening to our Happy Christmas Kwanzaa Hanukkah episode, and it was talking about like, God, I even listened to our very first episode, like not our opening episode, but the second one. I think was that Pride or Winter's Coming?
I think
Winter's
it was Pride
Coming
or something.
Yeah, and that, just listening to even the audio quality and just how we talk, and it was just, we were in a different place, and it was, I guess the beginning of the first episodes in the first season, I guess, or the first couple of episodes, first couple of months were some of my favorites, just because we were so passionate about what we're talking about, and we still are, but I think we're more focused now, and I think because we were really random back then, and now I really feel like we have a better understanding of who we are,
and I feel like we're just kind of going in a direction that we kind of didn't know back then.
Yes,
you know?
And I think that it's a comfortable direction.
It is.
And a direction that I think is needed to go into.
Yeah, it is. And we're still learning. We're still growing. And we're still making changes, moving things around.
Yeah.
And it's all about growth and
having fun, number one.
Having fun. That's my main mission in this whole thing, was to have fun.
Yes. And you've had to check me a couple of times because I've been stressing out at times of like, oh my God, we're not gonna be able to have like, an episode this week, I'm sick or whatever the situation is, and we've put out, like, for the most part, it's always making it fun, but for the most part we've put out, I think, weekly, maybe exceptions of onesies and twosies and also holidays and stuff like that, but for the most part we've put out content every single week.
And I think it worked out perfectly because 1 year anniversary, our 50th episode, like, I think it worked out.
Yeah,
just how it was supposed to.
It did. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, we can't thank our blazers, our trailblazers, people who support the show, people who just happen to listen and just started, subscribing, and we can't thank you guys enough.
Yeah.
And our extended Blaze fam at After the Blaze podcast with Hope and 50. We cannot thank you guys enough for being a part of the family.
Thank you guys.
We love you too.
Where's
so
the
much.
camera eye?
Right
thank
there.
You. Thank you.
Thank you. We love you. We can't thank Marisol enough.
Yes, because Marisol is honestly the rock.
Yes, she is the glue.
Together.
She is the glue. And I don't know how she puts up with my ass, because
I don't know how she does either.
Shut up. They be ganging up on me, just to let you guys know.
We do.
But I've actually been off of social media since Wednesday. I was at a shout out to the people at APLA. Dante Morrison is one of the advocates over there, and they have a weekly group for young gay and bisexual men of color, and so we kind of took a little challenge to be off of social media and see how that kind of affects your advocacy, how that affects you as a person, and just how it affects everything. So I've been off of social media since Wednesday. And at the first day, I was like, "Oh shit, what's going on with Trump? I don't know what's going on." You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
I bet it was a relief though, not knowing what the fuck is going on.
To be honest with you, it was,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it was also scary because I know that there's people who are actually disconnected 24/7 and they have their phone, so they don't really know what's going on. Like, I know enough to be concerned, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was also nice to just disconnect and not feel, not have this anxiety of picking up my phone every dang on day. And so, but I've also haven't been interacting, because of not being on there and taking that challenge. But it's been awesome, and I look forward to getting back into the game and relaxing for this weekend and getting back into full force and Pyromania Network and stuff. So.
Hey, what's up, people? This is Jay and Jared from the #Blackout Podcast, and we are just wanting to wish Blaze Entertainment a happy 1-year anniversary.
Yes, indeed. Happy 1-year anniversary to y'all. Thank you for letting us be on your Spotlight edition. That was dope. It was great to be on there with Kwame and Miss Free. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the whole Blaze Entertainment, Pyromania Network, #Pod Echo. Definitely shout out to y'all. Congrats on a year, and thanks for letting us be a part of your first year. And we blacking out.
Hey, this is Josh Hallmark from the Karen and Ellen Letters and Our Americana podcasts, and I wanted to wish Blaze Entertainment a happy first birthday. You guys have been such huge supporters of mine and other independent podcasters, so as you celebrate your first birthday, I want you to know that I don't know that I would have celebrated mine without your support. Thank you guys. Keep doing amazing, hilarious, politically important work for the next year to come, and hopefully many more thereafter.
Hey, greetings. This is Roosevelt from the XY Show, the host. And I'd like to say congratulations to Miss Free and Kwame on their anniversary and forming the Pyromania Network. Glad to be a part of the family. Glad for the opportunity to express my unique messages, to put it mildly. The opportunity to do so, as well as the other podcasters as well. I'm sure they're appreciated as well. And I would like to say that hopefully we continue to grow as a family and celebrate more anniversaries in the future. So again, congratulations to Ms. Free and Kwame on their anniversary with the Pyromania Network. And hey, bigger and better things ahead. Take care.
Hey, it's me, Hope Disguise. And I have to say that in the, 6 months or so that I've been with the Blaze team, it's been amazing. It's been really good. I've learned a lot of things about myself. I've learned a lot of things about my social media personality and my presence, and I've just learned what it really means to work with a team and work on other people's schedule as it pertains to different topics and different things. Usually I'm in settings where I have to work with one person and it's temporary, but having to work with the same group of people every week on a weekly basis and film and keep the topics lively, even though you're somewhat talking about some of the same things, and being able to relate to people and having to listen to things. It almost sends me back into a school format where I feel this is a class and you don't want to be late for the class, but at the same time, it's also this family dynamic. Being a part of the Blaze team also enables me a new family. Being a part of the Blaze team gives me, 2 more brothers and an extra sister and Free. And I just wouldn't have it any other way. I think that joining this team has made me stronger on my social platform for various reasons outside of the ones that I've already named. But it's also just given me a sense of security in knowing that I have people that are going to have my back, whether I'm behind the the mic shooting for the show or on my own platform shooting for myself.
Hello everyone, most of you all know me as 50 Shades of Gay. My experience with Blaze Entertainment has been a rewarding one. I never really expected myself to be so present on a platform as such, and I feel like being a part of Blaze Entertainment has propelled me to a level of confidence that I did not have prior to being a part of the team. And honestly, bitch, I don't regret becoming a part of the team. I'm looking forward to many more opportunities with the Blaze Entertainment team. Y'all hoes, make sure y'all stay tuned to After the Blaze, eh?
Hey, Kwame and Miss Free. Major congrats on reaching your 1 year anniversary. That's a huge milestone. I want to thank you both from the bottom of my heart for having little old me on your podcast. It was truly an honour and a privilege to appear on your show. Now, saying that, you said the cheque was in the mail. I haven't received it yet. You know, kneecaps are a bad thing to lose. Give my money.
Well, that has been our anniversary episode, guys. We hoped you enjoyed it.
Yes.
It was a little bit awkward at first, but I feel like we fell into it.
Yeah.
Even though I still don't know where I was supposed to be looking. So if you see my eyeballs roaming around like a doll or something like that, then it's because it's our first time
on
recording.
YouTube.
In front for video. So
Yeah.
we usually talk
to each
like
other.
this, like
Yeah.
we're just talking to each other, but now we're talking to you guys. Not like we weren't before, but it's different when we have
Yeah.
to like look at you.
I
Like,
think,
I don't know.
Yeah, and I think for us, it's more of a conversation that we're having, that we're having you guys listening on.
Right.
And this time it's more of a conversation that we're having with you. So I think that's what sets apart YouTube and podcasts.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, thank you guys for supporting us for a year.
Maybe we'll do more of these.
And yeah, keep your eyes out for bigger things and better things. We have some things coming up.
Yes.
And
the Pyro store is opening, I believe next month. Well, don't quote me on that.
Just say TBD.
TBD.
It's coming, guys.
It's coming very
Just,
soon.
we don't know when.
And then also the Torch is actually airing, or is opening up to the beginning of or the middle of July. And we have some contributors that have contributed. Tommy Gerasi. Oh my God! How can we forget about him? He's super awesome.
Yeah, super
he's contributed
cool, super
to
chill,
yes, he's contributed to the Torch. Joseph Williams contributed to the Torch. So we have contributors are in there, and we have some things. You'll be able to see our stats from when we first started to now. Not just for Blaze Entertainment, but also for all the shows on Pyromania Network. And yeah, just coolness. Just we're doing it.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. Love, peace, and history. Bye.